Last season, Alicent wanted an eye for Aemon Targaryen's loss, and maybe Rhaenyra should have took that deal because an eye for an eye quickly turned to a son for a son. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment, here to kick off the brand new season of House of the Dragon, and episode 1, the premiere. Going to be honest, it was very disappointing. It was basically just Rhaenyra feeling the effects of losing her son in the finale last season, where obviously Aemond wanted to get a little bit of revenge, didn't necessarily mean to kill him, but when you're riding a big massive fucking dragon called Vhagar, I guess dragons get angry, and when they see something in front of them and they see you attacking it, they're going to think it's prey, they're going to eat it, they think it's food. And yeah, we said goodbye to one of Rhaenyra's children, but don't worry, she sleeps around. I'm sure she's going to have plenty more. That's not really the point, though. This one was called A Son for a Son, and it's slowly setting up a war for the crown between Rhaenyra and Aemond Targaryen, but it was a very, very slow episode, and not what you want from a Season 2 opener.
No, it was a slow burner. I don't even think it burned out, to be honest. Yeah, at the end you've got...
It was burning at one side very slowly.
No, that's it, but I don't know. I think with this show, I mean, you compare it to Game of Thrones, it's very, very slow, and it's like, it's not only you've waited a year, I mean, there's been a 2-year wait for this second season to come out. Now, yes, we just finished season 1, so we were actually blessed with about a 2-week wait, but I don't know. I mean, the episode pretty much consists in parts of, like, people that we just got introduced to this episode, despite having a big roster to play with.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like with Game of Thrones, even in the slow episodes of Game of Thrones, where you feel like, even like let's say filler episodes, it still feels like a lot is happening. I think in House of the Dragon, it doesn't really feel like anything is happening. It's very slow, it's very played out. I mean, you could describe this show as boring, and I don't think you would be wrong. I do think it is boring, but we get introduced to the Starks. One of the Starks is on the wall. We see Rhaenyra's son is trying to get the Stark family on side. There's then a Raven. He finds out that his brother's dead. He flies back. Rhaenyra isn't really acting like a queen right now. She's acting like a woman, a mother that's lost her child, and this seems to be pissing off Daemon. But look, Daemon might be an arsehole who doesn't have any feelings or is not emotional about anybody. I mean, this guy lost his wife and, I mean, didn't give an absolute shit. This guy killed his other wife and didn't care. So he can't really connect, understand.
He can't comprehend.
He can't have empathy for what Rhaenyra is feeling right here. But, I mean, I think it's perfectly normal for her to, like, right now not be thinking about, right, I need to get this crown on my head. She's got more important things on her mind, like burying her son.
Yeah, you know, I actually just do not like Daemon. He's a narcissistic psychopath that just seems to... I mean, he has daughters, right? And it's like, he's not even fucking interacted with them. It's like, the guy's went through so many... I mean, all his family members pretty much...
Yeah, and they're not
give
even
him second chances, even though it doesn't fucking warrant any single one of them.
It's
doesn't
not
show any remorse. He groomed his niece. Let's call a spade a spade.
And they're not even bastard children. They're like legit children, you know. It's like
Aye.
that he doesn't care for.
No, I don't. I hate this guy. You know what?
But even his kids, the two kids that he had, they married Rhaenyra's two kids. So it's like that makes them even closer now.
No, it does. But I don't understand what the show's direction here is. Are we supposed to like this guy? Or are we supposed to hate this guy? Because I kind of get the feeling that
No, it seems like he's supposed to be the main protagonist, in my opinion. He's supposed to be the man that you get behind, but...
In terms of, yeah, the male, and I think he's the least... I mean, no, does honour come into it? I just think he's a snake in the grass. He's like the lowest of the low.
Yeah, no, he is...
He reminds me of a Joffrey that can handle himself.
A little bit. He is pissed off that Corley's wife, whose name... I'm sorry, I just keep forgetting her name... Corley's wife could have ended...
The old Targaryen.
Yeah, Corley's wife could have basically ended this all. She could have won Rhaenyra the crown by just killing Aegon and Alicent and Hightower, everybody that day. But she didn't, and like Damon's pissed off that this person didn't just like murder a whole bunch of people. I mean, like, is it really bad if somebody wants to become queen without killing? I just don't understand it, but Damon just doesn't seem to care.
Yeah, and it's like his nephews. I mean, pretty much everybody that was in that temple is related to him in some form.
I mean, Rhaenyra, yeah, it's like it's his brother's kids, and I just don't understand it. I mean, Rhaenyra's already said that she wanted to, and Queen Alicent also says that they wanted to get the crown without killing, without bloodshed, but that just doesn't seem to be Damon's motto. He doesn't want to do that. He's just willing to kill everybody. I mean, at this point, I wouldn't even be surprised if he cut Rhaenyra's head off. I think he'd take a blade to anybody other than himself because he seems to be in love with himself. But
This guy's only alive due to fucking plot armor, by the way. It's the most forced thing I've ever seen.
yeah, especially the way he was getting on in the first season, basically, like you said, grooming his niece, grooming the king's daughter.
No, and just
I mean,
constantly going against the king.
yeah, I just
No, I don't know. I read something earlier, like apparently the character's nothing like he is in the book. And to me that would make sense, because you see in these times, in this world, you can only get away with so much.
Also, people say I've read like not the fan fiction, but I've just seen people comment and stuff, and people say that you can see in this show that Daemon had a love for his brother Viserys like nobody else. People are saying that Daemon loved Viserys more than Rhaenyra, more than Alicent. I mean, I have not seen that, right? I do not see that whatsoever. But even if that is the case, wouldn't his love for Viserys, wouldn't that like make him at least want to try and solve this crown peacefully without murdering Viserys, his wife, and his kids? If he really did love his brother, like, wouldn't he be trying to make Rhaenyra queen without slaughtering Viserys' family?
And also, if he truly loved his brother, he probably wouldn't have groomed his fucking niece. He probably wouldn't have went against him all those other times. Like, he doesn't.
They'd probably respect his dying wishes as well, but they didn't do that either. So yeah, we get introduced to, well, not introduced, but we see.
Sure, look at him when his brother said about the stepstones back in episode 3. It's like, I'm going to send people to help you.
And he's like, fuck your help, and he just goes and does it himself.
No,
Dodged about 20 million arrows, more plot armor in there.
no, fucking, I actually hate this character. What
We see Aegon Targaryen acting as king, and you know what? He seemed laid back. I thought he was kind of going to be like a Joffrey type character. But
they need to avoid that. They can't just repeat it.
he seemed like he was
Nice.
maybe not taking it serious, maybe too laid back. He was trying to be a nice king, trying to be helpful. When people were coming to him for help, he was basically trying to honour what everybody needed. And Hightower was like, nah, you can't be doing this.
Because then everybody will want all the cows and goats. And
like, maybe he just doesn't take it serious. And we kind of got that in season 1 where he was like, I don't want it. It's not for me kind of deal. But I actually thought he was okay, and at this point, he's the one that I want to be king. For one reason, Viserys, that was his dying wish, and second of all, I actually think at this point Aegon's more likable than Rhaenyra or Daemon or anybody else on that side of the war.
No, absolutely. What side's this side? Green?
Green, yep.
And the other side's black?
Yeah, I'm on the green side, yeah, I must admit, I'm team green right now.
Yeah, you know what? As much as like conniving's going on the green side, like if you look at like the high towers, I don't think they get on. I don't think they get on like cunts. They didn't sanction the kill of Rhaenyra's daughter.
Yeah, people treat
Daemon literally this episode snuck in and was like, "This needs to happen, and he needs to die." He snuck in through the back fucking door with his wee bag of coins.
People treat Otto like he's a horrible guy. I mean, I haven't really seen it. Alicent was sleeping around with Christian Cole.
But see Otto, he seems like, I'll kill because it's necessary. We should have acted this way. We'll make it humane. Daemon just seems like a guy that's bloodthirsty.
Yep.
Willing to kill for the sake of killing.
We didn't really get much of Aemond. He thinks that Alicent blames this war on him, and I mean, let's be honest, this war was probably going to happen anyway because I didn't see either side bending the knee. So therefore, it was going to lead to a war. Now, maybe him killing Rhaenyra's son has sped up the process or whatnot. But yeah, he thinks it's Muller, blames him for the war. Then at the end of the episode, we get a couple of guys from Team Black. They infiltrate. They don't like the High Tower, so they're willing to help infiltrate and basically try and take out Eamon. So a son for a son.
And for me, this just lasted far too long,
Yeah.
right? Because we've got these two characters with no names. We've been introduced to them. We've got one guy who's got a really deep voice and another guy who's just generic, man. And essentially Damon pays them. Damon then leaves. Where the fuck he go? Who knows? And then, like, I would say about the last 20 minutes of this episode is these two just wandering around.
Sneaking around.
Wandering around King's Landing. Like, where is the security? Where is the guards? Like, they're pretty much at war here. These two sneak. Oh, we're just catching rats. The big guy with the deep voice is putting the traps down, but then he hears like a bit of like scrummaging going on. He then sneaks into this other room. Turns out that his wee tag team partner has got who's the king called? He's got the queen
Aegon
at knife point, and then they've got.
But isn't that his sister?
Yeah. It's just all incestuous weird shit, man.
So in season 1, Aegon and his sister, they were just brother and sister. But I believe in season 2, they are now husband and wife, king and queen.
Yeah, and I didn't believe there was much of a time skip. They didn't really portray much of a time skip, to be honest.
And so there's 2 kids there. I'm assuming they're twins. One's a boy, one's a female. They want to kill the son because it has to be a son for a son. He doesn't know who's who. One of the guys says to him, check for his cock. And I mean, what's a kid here? It sounds a bit fucking pedo-y, like, if you ask me. And they end up cutting the head off of the son while the young Targaryen, I guess she's queen at this point, or the sister of Aegon or whatever, she then carries the other child and she just like runs away. Doesn't scream for help, doesn't do anything like that, doesn't try to alert anybody. She just like runs for like a couple of minutes.
Yeah, another dragged out scene.
Unnecessary. Then she goes into her room and once again we see Alicent and Christian Cole having sex here. And she just like cowers down with the kid and Alicent's like, what the heck's going on here? And like that was it. That was the end of the episode. I mean, not very good.
Yeah, just very lackluster. It's like your child's just got beheaded. You've probably got all the King's Guard outside. They'll hear you if you scream. And it's like, I mean, these two guys that just committed this fucking treasonous act, they'll probably get away with this.
Yeah, at this point they could be escaping because she's not
Yeah.
alerting anybody, doing nothing. So yeah, I thought it was just a very boring, very slow episode. Not a lot happened. I'll get a 5 out of 10.
All the big stuff happening, right, is between characters that we barely fucking know. And don't know. So, I'm going to agree with a 5. Slow burner. I feel like all the heavy hitters this episode almost took like a backward step. They weren't doing anything. We did see Corley's for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, he was thanking someone that pulled him to... You pulled me to shore. Just, so what? I mean, what's that do for us? Absolutely
that
nothing.
scene did not need to happen.
I mean, I guess it was cool that we got introduced to, like, the Starks, but then, you know, after the opening, it was kind
It
of...
sounded like Robb Stark, but then it turns out it was actually the guy speaking.
Yeah, we got introduced to Baratheons last season, but no mention of them this season. There's a lot of talk. There's lots of talk about what they're going to do, but they don't actually seem to do it. It's just at a snail's pace, and I don't know, is there less material here? Are they purposely dragging this out because they want more seasons? That they don't want to burn through material? Because I don't even know what the problem is, but I know in the original Game of Thrones they caught up to the book before George whatever he's called, George Martin. Before he finished it, and then when they started overlapping the source material, that's when the show went to shit. I don't know if that's the case with this, or if he's finished this book or whatnot, but...
see, I think that's a piss poor excuse, by the way.
It's a snail's pace. They did that... Well, they didn't slow down with The Walking Dead, but I remember them being worried about The Walking Dead as well.
Yeah,
catching
but
up with the comics.
I don't get that logic. It's like, if you catch up, why not just write the show the way you were going to write the book.
Maybe they don't know how they're going to write the book, but you could just write the show, then write
Yeah,
the
but
book.
if the book ends up being good, then why couldn't the show have just ended up being like the book?
Yeah, if the same person that wrote the book gives the same ideas for the show, then there shouldn't be an issue.
And also, another problem with my feelings about this show is that you're talking about catch up the source material. Then why have these like fucking year time skips? I mean, we literally had, like 2 decades took place in the first season. If you're worried about things get catching up, then drag out more.
Yeah, look,
It's already slow enough, so why not just not avoid the time skips?
Just very, very slow, guys. I mean, is it a bad show? No, but I'm shocked with the amount of people that think. See, over like the last decade, the amount of times that I've seen people claim that sequels and prequels are better than the original. It's incredible. The only big show that I can recall that people weren't saying was better than the original was probably Mayans MC. I don't really recall any. I know there was a couple of people, but I think they were like Mexican, therefore you've got that kind of, got that allegiance, I guess, to the Mayans. But like, I don't really recall anybody saying that Mayans MC is better than Sons. But you see a lot of people claiming that Better Call Saul is better than Breaking Bad. I've seen a lot of people claim that Fear the Walking Dead is better than the original Walking Dead, and I'm seeing a lot of people claim that this House of the Dragon is better than Game of Thrones, and I just don't see it.
Yeah, but what the difference is for me, I can actually see why people would prefer Mayans in a way to Sons, even though it's nowhere near. But I look at this and I just, even though it's similar, I just think this is such a poor version of Game of Thrones. It's Game of Thrones, but just focusing on like 2 locations rather than a million.
It's without all the houses, without all the locations, without all the cool characters. I mean, for every 10 great for every 10 great Game of Thrones characters, you might have like 1 okay House of the Dragon characters. In Game of Thrones, felt like there was a lot more action. You felt like things were moving along quicker. There was more deaths in Game of Thrones. Like House of the Dragon, it does feel like you could literally miss like 1 or 2 episodes in a row and not really miss anything. It is very, very slow. Look, 5 out of 10, guys, for the premiere.
But I think the only thing that maybe House of the Dragon has done better than Game of Thrones is time skips, because that's the only thing it's fucking known for. I think they've managed to actually, like, include the way actors and actresses have changed in a decent light, but I mean, is that really a positive? I don't necessarily think so.
No, not for me. So yeah, I'm getting a 5 out of 10. You're getting a 5 out of 10, guys. Hopefully it picks up. I did look at the rating on Internet Movie Database. I think it got an 8.6 so far, which is considerably lower than the rest of the episodes for season 1. So maybe people weren't too impressed with this. Other reviews that I've seen have said it was like a solid start, but nothing spectacular. And yeah, I've got to agree with that. I think it was like okay at best, but nothing great. Hopefully episode 2 picks up. I mean, I think it will get better than this. I can't imagine it's going to get worse than this, but it's just very, very slow, and we're moving at a snail's pace here. If you love slow stuff, filler stuff, then by all means, you're probably in love with this show. But I mean, for me, I just want to see more action. I want to see things quicken up. I just want to see things move further along. And I miss the really good dialogue scenes. Like I miss in Game of Thrones when you got a Robert Baratheon talking or a Ned Stark talking. You would pay attention. You would be listening. So Lannisters talk, you pay attention. In this show, it's like nobody really says anything that is of importance or like memorable. It's kind of the dialogue's not great. All right, that's my opinion. Catch you in the next one, guys. Till then, peace.
Otto Hightower got took down from his high horse, and we had a wee bit of twin magic at the end. Going back to Fog Entertainment, it's House of the Dragon, god damn it. We were left on a cliffhanger last time out. Which kid are they gonna kill? And they killed one of them. Couldn't tell you which one it is. It's the boy, it's the heir, damn it. His name's irrelevant, it's the blood.
Yeah, I don't know his name, but I do know it was Aegon's son, and that's pretty much where we begin this episode. Aegon, not happy. I mean, rightfully so. The King's Landing's been penetrated. People have come in and literally just like beheaded his son. I mean, not literally, they actually did do that. Cut his son off, and he's upset that his son's dead. He's upset that the heir to the throne is no longer there. It is demolished. Does this mean that his new heir is now his brother Aemond, or is it the daughter that was unharmed Not really
Are
sure.
we going to get a Poundland version of Viserys and Daemon? Potentially. That's where it could be heading.
Could be heading there. But anyway, so he wants revenge, and Otto Hightower is going to blame this on Rhaenyra. Even though I think Rhaenyra's the obvious choice to blame it on here, I don't. Is it really that much of a stretch for Otto to put the blame on Rhaenyra? I mean, that's who I'd be looking at.
Like, this guy's led to believe is like, oh, he's the brains. You know, everyone else is the bronze. This guy's the hand. He knows it. He's Ned Stark 2.0. No. I mean, anybody in King's Landing could have pointed out it was Rhaenyra's doing. And even though it's not Rhaenyra herself, of course.
Well, actually wasn't, but...
no, we knew it was Daemon, right? But he's acting on behalf of her. He's acting because of her. I know she didn't want it, but it's because of the whole gimmick with her.
But this episode is titled Rhaenyra the Cruel. It was a cruel thing to do, no doubt about it, take Aegon's son's head, but I think Daemon's idea was, you know, a son for a son, and they might have got the wrong son, but in the end they killed somebody on their team. When you think about it, this is essentially Daemon killing his niece, no, nephew, second nephew.
Grandnephew?
Something like that. Look,
it's all incestuous.
Yeah, it's all incestuous shit at the end of the day. Daemon's killed a member of his own family here, right? There's no doubt about that. So, yeah, Aegon is rightfully angry, but everyone else doesn't really seem... Well, they're upset, but they're thinking, how can we... You know, what actions will we take? Aegon's like, fuck about thinking. I want revenge. I want blood. Otto's like, but no, we can't do that. We need to sit back. We need to make everyone aware that Rhaenyra did this, and then they will turn on her, and you will have the power, you will have the glory, you will have the people by your side. And it's like, that's not what Aegon wants to hear. His son's just been beheaded. Like,
what? No, but why are we going down the route like that? Otto Hightower seems to be like the guy that is actually running things. Like, seeing Game of Thrones, yeah, the Hand of the King can weigh in, but it's the king that gets the final say.
See if someone...
Why the fuck's Otto Hightower disappointed that Aegon wants blood? Yeah, you might not agree, but he's the king, you're not. He just wants to manipulate the guy.
See if somebody broke into, like, Harrenhal and beheaded Jaime Lannister, do you think Tywin would be like, right, we need to calm down here, I'll send a raven? Or do you think he'd be like, I want fucking blood, I want revenge, it's a bit weird.
And you know what? I think a show full of mediocre acting, I actually think Aegon stepped up to the task here. I thought he was really good.
Mediocre pronunciation of the guy's name, how about that? Aegon.
Aegon? Yeah, no, I've watched. I called him Egan. I was thinking of Negan.
So
little pig.
Aegon wants revenge. Everyone else, though, is quite content to sit around on their arse. What's Aegon's brother doing? What is Aemond doing? Well, not a lot. He's pretty much spending this episode naked.
He was cradled up like a wee baby.
Yeah, he was cradling into some, like, older, like, overweight woman. I don't know if it was, like, a prostitute or a whore, or his, I don't know, a fucking auntie or something. But it was just, it was weird. You know, this big guy who looked very skinny, I mean, bones sticking out of him here. He was just, like, naked and cradling up against this older woman. Very strange look. I don't understand what they were going for here, but yeah, that's how Aemond spent this episode. Then news reaches Rhaenyra that she's been accused of this. She can't believe it. She looks around at her table. Why would anyone think I've done this? One of her men, one of her loyal
council members.
Well, maybe you did do it, revenge for a son, but she's not happy about this. And she's like, how dare you believe I could do it? And then she looks at Daemon, and I think she realises, fuck. It might not have been me, but somebody possibly done it on behalf of me. When the room clears, she questions Daemon. Daemon essentially admits to it, but says he didn't mean for it to go down the way it did, and that he was trying to kill Aemond because Aemond took her son. But, I mean, I think Daemon didn't really care the consequences. He just wanted somebody dead at this point.
He did.
Even if it was an innocent child.
This guy's very selfish and untrustworthy. It's been the same since we met him in episode 1. Apart from plot armor and the fact he's played by Matt Smith, this guy would have been killed a long time ago. It's just plot armor that's keeping this guy alive. Like, how many times he's betrayed, like, high-up people? Like, his fucking own brother. And he's like, oh, Viserys was weak, that's why he didn't want... No, he didn't fucking want you as the heir, because you betrayed him and, you know, and disobeyed him at every step in court. And you groomed his fucking daughter when she was 14.
He just couldn't be trusted, so... We get a bit of a domestic between the two. Rhaenyra says, look, no one's really ever trusted you. I've never trusted you. My father couldn't trust you. Why do you always do this? And then Daemon starts, you know, pushing the dagger into his already dead brother. Well, he was a fool. It's not that he didn't trust me. It's he was weak and he didn't want me to surpass him by naming me heir to the throne. That's why he stole it from me and gave it to you. So are we beginning to see what Daemon truly thinks here? Does Daemon like anybody? Does he care about anybody? Or is this guy just a bastard?
I think he's just a bastard. I think he's full of shit. I'm not denying that maybe Viserys didn't want this guy to be the... I think the guy didn't want Daemon to be the heir because he's untrustworthy, he's hot-headed, and with him, you're guaranteed conflict.
Yeah, just because Viserys tried to shy away from conflict, that doesn't necessarily make him a bad king. Does it?
But take all away that. It's the fact that Daemon went against this guy everywhere. See in the first season, how many times did he actually act against Viserys? Here, I'm going to send you help in the, what is it, not the Dragonstone, that place with the moss and the crabs. What's Daemon do? He goes in
on a suicide mission?
Yeah, no, ridiculous. So stay away from my daughter, ends up having like 20 kids with her.
So, yeah, that was that, really, and it looks like these two are not happy. Daemon then gets on his dragon and he flies away. We get Corlys with his wife, just lying in bed, nothing happening there.
Two other black guys in the same location,
yeah, two black guys talk about chicken stew. That didn't really do anything for me.
I think that's where Daemon's flying to. Is he going to shit in the stew?
I don't really get anything that's going on there. Sir Christian Cole is not happy with one of the twins.
Sir Eric.
So I don't know which one's which.
It's Sir Eric.
Is it definitely?
I can put my life on it.
So what's the other one called?
Don't know. No, this is Sir Eric though.
100%?
110%.
I'm pretty sure Sir Eric was the one that was loyal to Rhaenyra.
No, it's Sir Eric.
So what's the other one?
Maybe they're both called Sir Eric. Have I think of that? That's their last name.
Hold on here. See if two people are twins. Should you not at least name them different names, no?
But if they're in different locations, there's no need to.
Possibly. Anyway, Sir Christian Cole... I think you're wrong. I'm pretty sure Sir Eric's the one
that is... my life.
Yeah,
it is because they greeted him at the door.
You just don't know what you're talking
about. Maybe they're both called Sir Eric.
Just you sit and take a wee back.
Maybe it's like when they... Lord Stark.
Just take a seat, right?
Maybe it's Lord Stark.
When someone says Lord Stark, you know who they're talking about.
They're talking anybody.
Nah, it's Ned to me. Anyway, so Christian Cole isn't really happy here. He sees the twin that's not Sir Eric. He's got, oh, your white robe is dirty. Go and wash this. Then he calls them out and he's like, where were you when the murder took place? Don't know if he was quite blaming him here, but he wants to take the blame off himself. So he says, where were you? The guy reveals that he was with Aegon, and he basically says that's not good enough and that Aegon's son was murdered on your watch. Meanwhile, where was Christian Cole? You know, he was sleeping with fucking Alicent, but he doesn't want to seem to take any of the blame whatsoever. He then says to him, you can put this right, you can go to Rhaenyra and you can kill her. And he's like, by myself? And he's like, yeah, by myself. He's like, there's no way I'll be able to do it. Security will be up, guards will be up. And he's like, no, you can sneak in as your brother. So what since they're twins. So what Christian Cole does here is essentially send this guy on a suicide mission, and he gives them the option of either A, you go and do it, or B, you're betraying your king. But it's like, Aegon's not asking him to do this. Christian Cole doesn't have the authority to do this. So Christian Cole sends him...
What does Sir Eric do, or the twin? Does he go to the king and be like, yeah, that's big man, the king's council, whatever, sending me here? King's guard?
He just doesn't have the authority to do this. It just doesn't...
yeah, but what happens if he doesn't go? Disobeys the leader of the King's Guard? The commander?
Well, he probably should just go to Aegon or the Hand and be like, here, why am I being sent on a suicide mission here? So that happens, and he goes on his way. They track down the insider, the guy that was killing Aegon's son, and also like one of the rat catchers. So Aegon kills him with a big mallet, and he doesn't know what rat catcher was.
Let's talk about this guy crying like a little bitch Are you going to hurt me? No, you killed the heir to the throne, cut his head off. He's like 4 years old.
Of
Are
course
you
we're going
going
to
to
hurt
hurt?
you.
No, what is that?
Yeah, so he
This made more sense for it to be the rat catcher because he came across as wimpy and pathetic. This guy was like a big, King's Guard member, gold cloak.
Yeah, so he says, "Are you going to hurt me?" And then Aegon, yeah, he bludgeons him. But before he did that, he revealed that one of the rat catchers helped them and let him in, but he doesn't know which one it was. So Aegon decides to just hang them all in like a public showing, hangs them all. All the families are crying, upset, witness their brothers and whatnot, fathers, sons, just hanging there, and they're all crying, like I said, distraught. And the hand that then storms in and he basically just tries to give Aegon a verbal bashing here. Says like, "How could you be so stupid? Why did you do this? We were winning. We had the public on our side. We had the people on our side. They were all looking down on Rhaenyra for what she done, and now you've went and done this." So they weren't exactly getting along here. But Aegon says, "Look, I don't care. I want revenge. I may have killed hundreds of innocent men, but I killed one guilty man as well, so you got to factor that in." But Otto isn't having it. He basically he does kind of disrespect them, say that you're too young, you're too foolish to be a king, and you need a strong hand to lead you. And he goes to leave, but Aegon's like, "No, I don't need a strong hand. What I need is Christian Cole." And he tells Otto to throw his symbol, throw his hand of the king crown,
His
what's
badge.
it? His badge, his pin, and then he takes off, he throws it at Christian Cole, and Otto storms away. Christian Cole is now the new hand. Can you be the hand and the leader of the Knights Guard? I'm not sure, to be honest. I doubt it.
He's going to have to, well, I was going to say he's going to have to pick between them. I mean, he's going to have to be the hand. That hand outranks the King's Guard, I guess.
Yeah, Otto then goes and complains to Alicent. She says, "Look, just you leave. You go back to the Otto Hightower place or whatever, and I will try and talk to Aegon." Not a lot else happening then before we get to the Brother Showdown. Was that it in terms of... Are we missing anything here?
No, that was it. I mean, you look at it and I think... I get why Otto's pissed, right? I do get it, but Aegon can't just sit around and do nothing. He can't just sit on his hands. The rat catchers are nothing to them, right? Yeah, they're going to piss off a few people in King's Landing, but what's he supposed to do? If the guy doesn't identify the guy clearly, can he just sit around and let the guy who beheaded his fucking son walk the streets? He has to show something. I agree with him.
Quit killing everybody?
Yeah.
Glad you're not fucking king.
Oh, killing everybody. He killed about 12 people.
Yeah, then we see... So we go to the twins. The twins have their little... There was also a funeral, by the way, and the cart got like stuck in a rock, and it was like just awkward. We then get...
Just sums up this show, slow.
We get the battle between the two twins. So one of them sneaks in while the whore who had her house burnt down, she was leaving, and she managed to spot one of them. She thought something was going on, so I guess she alerted everybody. The twin sneaks in to kill Rhaenyra, but then Sir Eric comes in, and they have a battle, and I mean, it was a decent wee fight, and Sir Eric ends up killing his brother, and he's not happy. He's like, basically, you did this when you decided that you were going to, pledge allegiance to the Targaryen. Well, I guess they're both Targaryens. You were going to pledge allegiance to Aegon as your king, and so he kills his brother, but then I guess he's like, "Oh fuck, I failed here, I've killed my brother." So then he kills himself after apologising to Rhaenyra. So that's it, both the twins are dead. And then we see Alicent not happy with Christian Cole, I guess. He's now the hand of the king. He's gave Aegon these bad ideas. He sent the twin to try and kill Rhaenyra. She slaps him a few times, and then they have sex, because that's, I guess, empowering to women on this show. And that was the end of it, guys. That was your that's your rating there. That's your not your rating, but that's your fucking review.
It's time for the rating. No, I like the twin fight. Could they have done something where the twin who infiltrated Dragonstone could have survived and played like a double agent? I mean, I think I would have liked that. But
yeah, but how much legs does it have?
Yeah, because what if they're like, "Well, what's your tasks?" And he's like, "That's me, snooker."
I think they could have done that, but it would only maybe go on like another scene. I don't think you can drag that out for episodes.
Oh no, I agree. But I think it could have been a decent cliffhanger. Like, are you Sir Eric? then it faded to black. That would have done more for me than Sir Christian Cole, who, by the way, I think he's just turned into an unlikable bastard. I don't know.
But the problem is, they're all unlikable.
No, they are. I don't. I thought he was alright in season 1, but going downhill. I would probably say these two twins are the only two characters I didn't mind.
Yeah, they died with honour, so there you go. I don't mind Otto's. I think Otto's got a point about Aegon. I do think Aegon's a bit foolish, but I mean, he wanted revenge for his son, so I can respect that. Anyway, rating time, guys. Was it better than the first episode, the premiere? I mean, probably, but it still wasn't great for me. I will get a lot of stuff happens, and I just don't have a clue. I'll get a 6.
The episodes are too long, an hour and 8 minutes, man, to not get anything really across. But I'll give it a 6 as well.
And that's it, guys. We'll catch you in the next one, but definitely got nothing on Game of Thrones, in my opinion. Till next time, peace. It is green versus black in House of the Dragon, but I feel like I've went to Las Vegas and bet my house on red, because everything this season absolutely sucks. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment, here to review House of the Dragon Season 2, Episode 3. This one is called The Burning Mill, and once again, not a lot happened. A 1 hour and 17-minute episode that just dragged from start to finish. And I'm sick of people putting this show on the same level as Game of Thrones. I'll even accept Game of Thrones was overrated by a lot of people, but holy crap, does Game of Thrones shit all over this. If Game of Thrones is like an A-tier list show, then this is like a F-tier list show. The difference, this must be like one of the most boringest sequels that I've ever, so technically it's a prequel. Sequel, prequel, call it what you will. I'm calling it garbage, man. I don't think people, this is probably my least favourite additional show that I've seen. I know Better Call Saul was boring at times compared to Breaking Bad. I know The Mayans wasn't as good as Sons of Anarchy. I know that Fear the Walking Dead was levels below the original Walking Dead. But I mean, this show for me, the gap between this and Game of Thrones is huge.
It is huge. It's humongous, to quote Donald Trump. But I don't think the show's F tier. I think there's a lot of potential in it if they just sped up the writing. But there's not.
Potential. First of all, it's boring. It is so slow. There's no likeable characters. None of the characters are memorable. We've been seeing the same characters now for a long time, and we couldn't name half of them.
Yeah,
let's be honest.
Let's be honest though, right? There's been a few good moments, right?
If you plucked out 50 characters, right, other than maybe 10, see the other 40, I wouldn't be able to tell you if they're on Team Green or Team Black. See if you just lined them up and they had no colour or no...
I couldn't tell you who's Team Green or Team Black.
I mean, there you go.
I think Alison's Team Green.
Yes, and Rhaenyra's Team Black.
Of course, Corley's on Team Black.
Yeah.
What's Corley's doing meeting with people under bridges?
Anyway, alright, let's just get into this. It wasn't very good. We start in the Riverlands. You've got House Bracken and House Blackwood, so I'm going to assume... I'm going to assume Blackwood's on Team Black. They're basically arguing over...
Who's the true king and queen?
But none of these two factions have got any chance of becoming king or queen.
Why would these two groups kill each other over like who pledges allegiance to what fucking? It makes no sense. Unless they were acting on orders for like, Aegon or Rhaenyra. Why would they kill each other?
Yeah,
it seems a bit forced.
They haven't even officially chosen a side yet. It's just dumb.
No, it is dumb.
It's absolutely dumb. So,
what are you going to do about it, Blackwood? And it just cuts them all line dead.
What did this achieve?
Nothing.
Oh, we wasted 5 minutes showing you this, and everyone that was in this scene's dead. What was the point?
That's pretty much it.
What characters were you building?
Nada. Hee-haw.
Yeah, so we get that. Whatever happens, there you go. Kind of sucked. We then Dragonstone. We've got Daemon doing his own thing, just being a bit of a weirdo. He's going to all these different locations, I guess, trying to get people on his side. We've got Corlys, who is undercover. I don't really know what Corlys is doing. we haven't really seen much of him. He's either in his bed or hiding under fucking underwater talking to his wife. Like,
Yeah, it's pathetic.
is Corley's not allowed to be? Is he still playing dead or something? Like, I mean,
You may as well be. I mean, the show's playing dead.
yeah. So we have that. Inside, Allison's brother arrives, and I don't think that Sir Christian Cole is really that fond of him, but
He's not, right. And another thing, this guy was trying to act Billy Big Balls. Like, he's a fucking jobber. If they removed the hand of the king, who's been there for longer than all these people have been alive, then what are they going to do to this guy? I thought he rocked up and he thought he was something.
who, her brother?
Aye, he thought he was the fucking Rock.
Well, Christian Cole thinks he's the Rock.
Aye, but at least Christian Cole. Somebody got a haircut. I mean, Christian Cole's alright. He's no really. I thought season 1 he was good. I don't know what's happened.
I think he's one of the most fucking unlikable characters in the show.
No, he is. He's turned. I don't know what's happened.
He's an absolute arsehole ever since he got those twins killed. Well,
Yeah.
Before that, he was an arsehole, to be honest.
The show's just not very good, is it?
I didn't really mind Christian Cole up until Raniera burnt him, and then that was kind of, he's been having hissy fits ever since then.
Hissy fit left, right, and center.
Yeah, so we see them, they're going out, they're riding, I guess they're trying to get factions on their side. I've got a feeling season 2, there's going to be no war. I think season 2 is going to be basically...
Yeah, but I see a lot of similarities in this and Game of Thrones in the sense of, like, war.
Well, I tell you what, you say there's a lot of similarities. I'll be shocked if episode 9 of season 2 is as good as
Well, no, that's what I'm
Blackwater.
saying. I think there is...
So you think they're building up to a great episode in the penultimate?
I mean, I wouldn't say that necessarily, but I just think the writing's cheap. You know why? It's like... The first season consisted of, like, 20 time skips, and it's because they didn't have good enough writing in it to, like, drag out the years without conflict. Obviously TV shows need conflict, but it's almost like, well, this episode needs to have 10 time skips to make it make more sense, but then the next 3 is going to be none, but then after that we're going to have another 7. It's like, if the writer was actually composed and could keep his fucking hand on the bit of paper, I think you could write this show 100 times better than what's actually happened here. Would you agree with that? I think it's all over the place. I think when you've got one season where about 20 different time skips, then the next season's just all one timeline, I think it's ridiculous. That's my opinion.
Yeah, plus it was hard to follow. See, when you've got 3 different sets of actors playing different characters, it's like, what would
And in each episode, you've got, like, grandkids appearing, great-grandkids, sons, daughters, great-uncles. It's just one big pile of incestuous, dirty...
It is. So Christian Cole and Allison's brother, they're riding.
They're in the woods!
Then we see one of Damon's
daughters.
illegitimate. Well, I guess they're not illegitimate. They're legit. We see one of Damon's mixed race. They don't look like him. We see one of them flying about on their dragon, and they spot Christian Cole. Christian Cole's like, "We gotta get to cover!" So they start galloping like it's a Grand National here, as if they're trying to win by a furlong. They make it into, like, the woods where the trees are covering them. And then the girl on the dragon just flies away. I don't know her name.
I can't remember her name, right?
Really
But see, when
care.
she reports back, she's like, yeah, I could have killed him if I wanted to, but I didn't. That's why I hate fucking dragons. Here you've got the King's Guard, right? So Christian Cole, among others, and this, like, 14-year-old...
But could she have killed him, though?
She said she could have. She's like, yeah, but I didn't.
No, well, what was the point? If that was the case, then why did they think they were safe in the...
No, but they didn't know she wasn't going to kill them or not.
What are you on about? The reason they got to the woods was so that she couldn't kill them?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because they'd be hidden?
Aye,
But she's claiming... How could she, then? How did she have the...
Well, someone watched the episode. She was letting on that she could have got them, but I didn't. It was, like, more like reconnaissance. That's what she said.
You're talking shite.
No, you're talking shit.
No,
What's her name, then?
Her name's irrelevant. You're making it like she had them... She never had the opportunity to kill them. They got to safety.
She could have burnt the whole woods down if she wanted to.
Oh, I hear dragon. Waste all your fiery breath.
It's not ammunition, dickhead. It's fire.
So you think they can just produce fire? Unlimited amount?
Well,
unlimited
fucking-
ammo? Cheat codes or something?
No, my beef is, like, you've got a kid that can fly around a dragon and wipe out, like, half the King's Guard. It's pish. I think you should have to be a decent level of fighter to actually fly a dragon. Yes or no?
Well, maybe. But coincidentally, right? By the time people say Game of Thrones goes to shite, That's actually when the dragons are big enough to do something in battle. So maybe we've got
Correlation.
maybe correlates. Maybe dragons
Correlation.
maybe dragons just suck.
I think they suck.
But you know that's right because like you got Jaime Lannister, right? Oh, the greatest swordsman to ever live. It just doesn't feel right that broken back Bran, that he pushed out a window.
Was he gay?
No.
Broke back Bran.
Well, you know what I mean? He broke his back. Paralyzed Bran. It doesn't seem right that he could just like saddle into a dragon and turn Jaime Lannister into toast. Golden toast. You got the golden hair, now you're golden brown toast. You know, it just doesn't sit right with me. Yeah, right. So we've got that. I got Daemon getting all these houses on his side. And then Rhaenyra decides, no, I need to get into King's Landing. So she goes to King's Landing, sneaks in, talks with Alicent here about trying to resolve things without, I guess, all this death. And it feels like it's went too far. It's like beyond the line of resolving things. And how can I'm not buying it. Rhaenyra sneaking in, like if Alicent had a brain cell, she could have captured Rhaenyra here and basically made Team Black surrender and have Team Black pronounce her son as the rightful king, and she could have won the crown for her son, but without spilling bloodshed.
Yeah. No, totally. That's what she could have done, but she
Instead
didn't.
of allowing Rhaenyra to sneak in and then just let her go.
Yeah, no,
Didn't make much sense to me.
I thought this was a ridiculous manoeuvre here from Rhaenyra. I think it's just plot armor written all over it, to be perfectly honest. Like, I look at Game of Thrones and, you know, I know each person's different, each to their own, but would, like, Cersei have just fucking let Lady Stark walk in?
Probably not, like...
No, probably not, and I think it's garbage. I mean, Alicent's whole reason for this whole, you know, going after the throne was she feared her sons wouldn't be safe if Rhaenyra took the throne. Well, you had a fucking chance to end it and you didn't. I just don't get it. Ridiculous. Rhaenyra and yo, how does no one recognise her? She used to live there. She could be the queen. It's not like she was wearing a balaclava, folks.
Yeah, so that was pretty much it. You anything to add?
Anything to add?
Oh, there was 2 deaths, by the way.
Oh, I know about the scene with Aegon and Aemond. He was in the whorehouse and he just stood up and walked out.
Yeah, that was weird. So Aegon walks in and...
This guy gets skinnier by the day. Is he keeping him in Auschwitz or something?
Yeah, then Aemond just gets up and he's like, no, Aegon's making fun of him. Oh, this was his first whore and it's the only one he wants. And Aemon's like, nah, whore's a whore, you can have her. And he just gets up, walks off. And very strange scene. Didn't really like it.
Yo, I think they're beginning to butcher Raymond. I thought last season, towards the end, I thought he was.
You call him Raymond?
Raymond Fan, nee, I Barnfield. No, I got the eye of the tiger.
Aye, the dragon. Aemond Targaryen. Yeah, I mean, I think Aemond is probably my favourite character, but season 2's done absolutely nothing for him.
No, I thought towards the end of season 1 he was good. He stood up, he had the one eye, he was intimidating.
I traded an eye for a dragon. It was a good trade.
All he's done this season is take off his clothes and look like Razor Ramon's toothpick.
Down out. Marvelous me. Anyway, guys, that's it. It was a shite episode. I'm going to give this 4 out of 10, and it's a generous 4. Just very, very boring.
Yeah, let's bear in mind, folks, it was an hour and 17 minutes long. I feel like when an episode's that long, it needs to deliver. It needs to have importance.
Yeah, this could have been a 43-minute special and achieved the same thing.
You know what? You look at TV shows, right, and some do these long ass episodes, right? Some don't, or some only save them for like the finale. I mean, what the fuck are we doing here? This is a throwaway episode, and they're dishing it. It's if you're going to have like a filler episode, it may as well be short. Don't have
it be an hour and 17
I wish it was a minute and 17.
Yeah, anyway, guys, that is it. Just, I don't know, didn't really do it for me this episode. I'm giving it a 4 out of 10.
I'm going to give it a 4 as well.
Yeah, there you go, guys. 4 out of 10. Just pretty damn poor, if you ask me. But hopefully it picks up. I think season 2 it's been really poor. Episode 2, I think, has been the best. But even that, episode 2 wasn't good.
No.
Let's be honest here. Very, very slow. Very slow. Um, yeah, no, it's not good, guys. It is not good. Although Game of Thrones, I wouldn't say Game of Thrones season 2 started poor though. It was a bit slow, but it was. I thought the episodes were still decent.
No, I
I
agree.
can't say the same about these episodes. It's been, I don't know, like if you waited 2 years on this, I don't see how you're not disappointed with what you've received so far.
No, I agree. Definitely agree, guys. Anyway, episode 4 soon. We've got the promo for it. I don't know, is there a mid-season finale with this show? Or? Nope, no mid-season finales then, just mid.
Just mid tier. Till next time, peace. After episode 3, the meltdown was in the reviews, but in episode 4, the meltdown was in the sky, and we seen dragons die. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment here to review House of the Dragon, Season 2, Episode 4. This one is called The Red Dragon and the Gold, and finally, in my opinion, in Season 2, we got a pretty decent episode.
Yeah, we got a pretty decent episode. We got action. We got a battle on the front lines. We got something. Now, I've actually seen a lot of hate for this episode in our comment section saying the writing was horrendous this episode. I mean, what's set the writing apart from the first three? There's people defending the first three but burying this one. I'm not going to say this was a stone cold classic, but at least something happened. It wasn't just people moping around their castles and landings and all that stuff. There was a battle there to be won.
Yeah, it's strange. We've been bashing the first 3 episodes of this season, and then a lot of people were bashing this episode, even though we think this episode was a step in the right direction. Look, was the writing great? No. Was the dialogue great? No. But there was stuff happening. It was a little bit interesting. We actually got to see dragons fight, which felt like for real for the first time in this season. We got to see the King Aegon, go into battle. We got to see Christian Cole trying to take down some tower. We got Aemond as well, just flying about and doing what he does. Okay, there were some parts that dragged, especially the Daemon parts. I know that Daemon is a lot of people's favourite character, but I don't know, his story arc right now is boring the hell out of me. I don't think it's good. He's just, I don't like him.
At least we didn't see him in the nude this episode, cradling like a little bitch. I mean,
That's Aemond, not Daemon.
Aemon, oh aye, Daemon, aye. Well, I mean, no, I think the same goes for him though as well. I don't think his story's going anything particularly. No, but hold on, let's actually talk about Daemon. All his hallucination shit. I mean, they've got nothing for the actress that played the young Rhaenyra. So it's like we're going to have to give you her. She's done. Her shelf life's over. It's simply just flashbacks now.
Well, no shit.
Aye. So it feels like this is just forced to keep her on a paycheck. Keep her getting a paycheck. But as for Daemon, man, oh, he's in the Hallan Halls or whatever it's bloody called with a bunch of jobbers with no names talking to people that have got like speech impairments. Some would say Fog Entertainment. Some would say this guy was about 15. You should put a pillow over your grandsire's face. Who does Daemon think he is?
I love my grandsire. I would never do that. Well, you should put his men to war while he still breathes. Yes. Fuck Daemon. Who is he to turn up at Harrenhal and suggest that, you know what, we should just kill the leader here because he's in his deathbed?
Yeah.
How would Daemon have liked it if someone went up to Viserys and just planted a pillow over his head? I'm surprised Daemon wasn't the one to do it, to be honest.
Yeah, Daemon definitely would have. I mean, but that's the lines here. Daemon just thinks he can get away with it. I mean, he buried the king about 400 times in his tenure. Is it really a surprise that he's going to these bunch of no-names and burying them to their face? No. Even when he's sitting around the table, the guy's like mid-conversation, and he's like, "Who are you?" I mean, you're supposed to be getting these guys support, and he's like just burying them to his face. And then he's imagining his daughter as one of like the cupbearers. Know your role, Daemon. The guy sucks.
That was his ex-wife.
Daughter, ex-wife. Well, you know what? It looked like his daughter to me. Does it really matter if it's his ex-wife or daughter? He imagined someday that wasn't who it was. That was... Oh, enlighten us. What was the name of his ex-wife then, since you know it all?
Oh, hold on. You're asking... She's been dead for 8 episodes. How would I know that?
That's why I thought it was his daughter.
No.
Alright. Anyway, let's move away from Daemon, right? Because he sucked. Matt Smith doesn't do a good job for me. I've never rated Matt Smith. See anybody who is a Doctor Who
Is that what he was?
I was Doctor Who.
Couldn't tell you that. Didn't know that.
Well, name me a good Doctor Who.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I don't know Doctor Who. I don't know Matt Smith.
Well, Matt Smith, I've seen a few things he's been in, but anyway, I don't like Damon. I'll bury him every time we discuss the show. I mean, everything apart from him I thought was alright this episode.
Now that we've wrapped up Daemon Targaryen and how shit Matt Smith is, we can get into the juicy part of the episode. But before we talk about the big dragon fight and the big major character death, for me, 14 episodes in, and there's still way too many of these cast members, too many of these characters that I just do not have a clue who they are. I feel like there's so many meaningless scenes in House of Dragon where you will see somebody like walk in to speak to Alicent or speak to Rhaenyra, and they will just go in and they will address her, my grace this, and the dialogue is just cookie cutter, it's boring, it doesn't like grab you, it doesn't pull you in, it doesn't get your attention. It's just like these really forgetful scenes, these really forgetful dialogue scenes where it's almost like they're just doing it to give the character screen time, not necessarily that it adds anything to the episode or to the story. I feel like with Game of Thrones, pretty much every scene added something, but in House of Dragon, it's almost like they're just having scenes for the sake of it. We know Alicent Hightower can't be out on the fields fighting, so therefore we'll just like make up these excuses for people to visit her and sit down and bow down to her and say, yes, my grace, yes, my queen. For me, I don't like that part of House of Dragon. Plus, like I said, 14 episodes in, still barely know any of these people's names. Now, I'm not saying by 14 episodes in Game of Thrones that I knew everyone's name, but I at least recognised the face, and if I didn't know the name, I would know like what house they were a part of, or whose allies they were, or like, you know, how high up or what kind of position they held. You knew who they were without not necessarily knowing their name. But in House of the Dragon, it's like you get all these scenes with just like these random people speaking to Alicent, speaking to Rhaenyra, and it's like a who's who of nobodies. And I think they've done a really poor job of introducing all these characters, and considering it's been like this sort of civil war between the one family, you would imagine that it would be easier, although maybe because it's pretty much had the one setting for the entire season one, and maybe because it is the one big family, then it's actually harder to differentiate between the characters. I don't know, but that bothers me.
What bothers me is we have got two war councils, and I'm not going to complain too much about the King's Landing one. I think they're alright. I would probably rate their table about a 5 out of 10. It gets through. But see Rhaenyra's, what's going on? I mean, they've got about quadruple the members, but I know barely anyone. I mean, you've got Jace running things this episode. Wait, I mean, Corley's is just hanging around like a bad smell, and then you've just got all these people who I don't even have a clue what house, what their names are, initials, nothing.
Just compare the council meetings in Game of Thrones season 1 and 2 to House of the Dragon season 1 and 2. I mean, it is night and day.
No, it's night and day.
Where's Littlefinger in this? Where's Fairies?
No, but it's even something like The Wall. You can remember people at The Wall. It's like these are actually people you're seeing every episode discussing war tactics, and it's like, what's the point even being there? Yeah, it's a full table, but it may as well be empty.
Alright, so let's get into the good part then. So we have Christian Cole leading his army, and he's going to do it in the day, even though he gets recommended not to do that by Alicent's brother, because, is it Gwaine? Is it Gwaine Hightower? I think his name's Gwaine. Gwaine. He says it's suicidal, we can't do it. Christian Cole goes, nah, they won't be expecting it. But it turns out that they are expecting it. Rhaenyra returns. She tells everyone where she was. She was at King's Landing. They're all upset, but she says, I had to do it. I had to know that ending 80 years of peace is going to be worth it. I had to know that there was no other way we could come to a civil, peaceful conclusion here. So they just seem to ride the Rhaenyra Targaryen gravy train here. They just
How ridiculous is that though? She knows peace can't be made and war is inevitable, and Alicent just lets her walk out of King's Landing when it could be so prevented.
Could have been prevented. And so they want to get a dragon out there. Rhaenyra said she's going to go. Jace says, nah, you can't go, I will go. But she kind of like shuts him down, says, nah, you're too inexperienced. And then Rhaenys says, I'll go. I'll go because we need a strong woman here. You know, feminism running wild.
Old feminism.
So she's going to go. She does fly out. She sees Christian Cole's army. And all of a sudden, there's fiery breath coming down on Cole's army. And it's almost like Christian Cole planned on this because obviously he knew he had Aemond in the background. But, I mean, he pretty much did sacrifice a bunch of his men here.
He did, but here, sacrifices have to be made and more. You know, there's always that expression that the lions are led by donkeys, and is Sir Christian Cole a donkey? I'm not too sure. Never heard of that?
No.
That's
Elaborate.
It's an old war saying. The generals are the donkeys, but the lions on the front line are the what do you call recruits and the privates.
Why would lions follow donkeys?
That's the saying. I don't fucking know what's the saying.
Yeah, so Rhaenys is lighting everyone up, literally, you know, they're on fire, fiery breath, whoa, dragons, whoa. And then we got Cole, he's waiting, he's expecting Aemond, but there is no Aemond. Aemond's no coming. And at this point, I guess, maybe Cole's thinking he's been betrayed, perhaps, or is Aemond too busy naked again, being cradled by some woman that's twice his age? We don't know, but Aemond's no there. But there is one Targaryen there, and it just feels weird when you've got these battles going on, but you're talking about Targaryen here, Targaryen there. Everyone's a Targaryen.
Yeah, and as for the battle, right, I mean, it was a decent scene.
We get Aegon arriving drunk. Alicent basically told him before that you're kind of a shit king and you just need to sit there and listen. So I think he's took that the wrong way. He's took that to heart. He wants to prove that he can be a good king. He thinks that nobody on the council meetings is shedding their information. They're not really keeping him informed with the battle lines and the tactics. I guess they should be, but maybe he's just not respected. So I guess he thinks that he can go here and earn respect. Problem is, his dragon's shit. It's like this little tiny thing. How can you be the king but have like the shittest dragon? It makes no sense to me.
Makes no sense to you. Makes no sense to me. I called it out at the time, but again, it was a drunk foolishness decision from the big man.
Aegon.
I know it's Aegon. I'm just calling him the big man. Try and put him over because he can be a big man, but his dragon can't be a big man.
He's actually pretty small.
He is, but here he needs to. Let's just put a bit of respect on the guy's name, right? Would Joffrey have did this?
No.
Joffrey's pants would have fell down his arse. That's what would have happened. As for the scene, I thought it was a bit of a clusterfuck, but I don't know how to film it. Like, how can you actually film this scene? I think you were getting a bit confused with whose dragon's what. Like, they were smashing into each other, there was flames, there was everything.
It was easy to tell. Like, there's a small dragon, a medium dragon, and a large dragon, so...
Yeah,
one,
but
two, three,
it's like, there was loads of flames, and it's like, how's no one getting burned? And I googled it, and it's apparently there's something in the Targaryen blood that they can withstand a little amount of flames. Work that one out.
Well, here. That was the gimmick in Game of Thrones, isn't it?
Well, I don't know, I haven't got... Oh, yeah, actually, yeah. You're right.
Sure, so, Daenerys says you were no real dragon. Fire cannot kill a dragon.
So... But how much can you withstand, though? Is the question. That Targaryen blood must be worth a lot if you can withstand all this flame stuff.
You could just bottle that up and it'd be worth more than gold.
True. But it's like, see this scene? I feel like sword scenes can be done like with variety. I think once you've seen these dragons fight, it's like how often can you keep repeating it?
I think that's why we haven't seen it happen often, and I don't think it's something we're going to see often. I can't imagine we're going to be getting every episode dragons fighting, because that would get old quick. Like you said, there's only so many different like movements and things they can do. It is two dragons flying in the sky, biting and spitting fire at each other. At the end of the day, there's only so many ways you can like try and spin that and create unique scenes, unique fight scenes with dragons. So, I mean, you look at Rocky taking on Apollo Creed, and they go 15 rounds. Would you really want to see two dragons go 15 rounds?
No, it'd be very repetitive.
One would probably be enough.
Yeah, they'd probably run out of flames.
Probably would. Anyway, right, so it looks like Rhaenys is going to win. She's beaten the king's arse. But then Aemon finally gets there. I don't know what he was waiting on, but he comes in. His dragon's fucking huge, and essentially he is looks like he's winning. But then Rhaenyra fights back, and it looks like she's got the upper hand. She tries to fly away, but then it was Rhaegar and Aemond. They just like come out of nowhere and take a big chunk out of Meleys. I believe that's the dragon that Rhaenys has got, and Meleys just kind of dies. I mean, it gets a big chunk taken out of his neck, and I guess it just fucking head kind of doesn't fall off. But when you get your neck bitten, it kind of. I mean, we
You're dead. There's too much blood. Even for dragons, there's too much blood.
and then we see Meleys just like falling from the sky, and then you get this like weird like footage of Rhaenys who's like attached to Meleys, and she's just like falling backwards. It looked a bit cheap.
Yeah, the CGI did look cheap, and I think in a show, I think like the other scenes though that they had on the dragons, it looked good. So it's weird that the scene where she actually dies looked incredibly
You
cheap.
think that'd be easier to film?
Yeah.
It's literally just falling back. So yeah, she hits the deck, and you have to assume from this height that she is probably dead. Another guy that hit the deck though was Aegon. Where is he? Well, Christian Cole gets on his horse and trots after him to try and find him. When he gets to the wreckage though, Aemond is already there, and Aemond is looking in at Aegon and his dragon, and it doesn't look good. Christian Cole runs over and he falls to one knee. So has the king been killed here? It's not Christian Cole's fault anyway. The king did this on his own accord, so there's no one's to blame. But how would this affect the war if Aegon is dead? Do they just simply go with the next heir to Aegon, or would that seriously weaken Team Green's claim to the throne?
I think it would weaken their claim. A lot of talk that Aemond would get the throne, and I mean, I'd welcome that. I would welcome him more than Aegon.
But Aegon's got kids, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think he would.
Well, one of them died.
I think he would get the throne until they are of age, which would give you a bit.
Well, they did cut the head off his son.
Oh yeah, that one can't happen. But is he dead? No. Apparently in the book, spoiler alert, he just lives through it, but he's got metal armor burned into him. However that's going to work. So, but I mean, is Sir Christian Cole going to be dealt punishment? Is Alicent going to be pissed at him even though it wasn't his fault? Was there a plan that essentially put this shitstorm in motion?
Did put it in motion.
Anyway, let's give a rating. I'll give it a...
I'm going to get a 7. I thought it was easily the best episode so far of Season 2. Still don't think it was great. The first half dragged for me, but the second half was good. I liked the second half.
Yeah, but I'd wonder what people's, like, fundamentally wrong writing. That's what people are labeling this as. Like, what was so bad about it, the writing-wise?
Well, I mean, we can break it down. We can look at it after we give it another rewatch. So, yeah, We'll discuss the writing a little bit more during the week, but for right now, from what I see in terms of just an episode, if you don't really break it down too much and you just look at it and go, was it an exciting episode? Did stuff happen? For me, the answer to that is yes, and it was a lot more happened in this episode. I think more happened in this episode. Yeah, the second half of this episode was more eventful than the first 3.5 episodes of this season. It is what it is, and I'm not necessarily a big action fan. I like dialogue. I don't need things to be quick paced, but this season has been so boring. So yeah, I think that the fight scenes and the actual war going on definitely helped. I think we need like a boost in the arm or something. And that's what we got.
A wee adrenaline shot into the arm. Anyway, I'll give it a 7 as well. All the 7s, 77. 7 out of 10. Till next time. Peace. We thought Aegon was a goner when he was sizzling away like a fajita from El Paso. He got carried up in a crate, it got opened, they peeled it back, and what was in the tortilla? It was some crispy Aegon meat. Welcome back to Fog Entertainment. It's Season 2, Episode 5. We thought he was gone, he's no gone. Now the debate is, who's going to temporarily replace the king at the head of the table, brother? Is it going to be Alicent? Is it going to be Christian Cole? Or is it going to be the weird guy with one eye with his wee box of jalapenos to put on the tortillas? Welcome back.
Right, enough of the Targaryen meat fucking references here.
You got a problem with that?
I do, actually. I mean, once is alright, but when you have to say it
There's not enough Hispanic in this show, is there? No.
The representation?
Aye, for tortilla references?
No, there's not. There's none, in fact. Well, Christian Cole looks like he could be from Mexico a wee bit, doesn't he?
He does. From Mexico. Is that why he just got ousted out of the potential seat at the top of the table? I don't know, right? But We thought Aegon could have been dead. He's not dead. Can he recover from these injuries? He looks absolutely snookered. The black's behind the white. His skin is stuck together with Mel. I wouldn't wish this on anyone, by the way. Thought it was actually pretty good CGI / effects.
Yeah, it doesn't look good for Aegon. We are now at the halfway point of, I was going to say Game of Thrones, but it's halfway point of House of the Dragon. So this is obviously episode 5, season 2, called Regent. And according to Internet Movie Database, it is the lowest rated episode. Well, not according, it is the lowest rated episode from fans in the entire series, coming in at 7.7, beating the previous low episode, which was episode 3 of this season. And you know what? I think that's a good shout. I mean, I think this was one of the weakest episodes, maybe even the weakest. Outside of the Aegon burns, where they were like peeling back the armor, that was probably the only thing I thought was pretty cool to see this episode. Everything else kind of sucked.
Yeah, the episode peaked 5 minutes in, and I don't know what the gimmick is.
It was basically, I thought this episode was just more Alicent and Rhaenyra basically bitching and complaining about the fact that they're women and they think that they're not being treated fairly in comparison to men. We had Rhaenyra, who was like pissed off the entire episode that people don't seem to believe that she can lead them in this war because she's a woman, even though her father never taught her anything, because she's a woman. Plus, she also mentioned the fact that her father had a peaceful reign and he didn't need to fight, he didn't need to get aggressive and whatnot. So she was kind of complaining that her council perhaps maybe didn't have as much faith in her as they would a man, as they would Daemon, for example. So we had that, and then Alicent, like, I've never seen someone get so cross and get so upset because her son got put in temporary charge. He was made I don't know what the correct term for it would be, but was it regent? Is that the correct term?
It might be regent. I'm not too sure. I mean, it's essentially the stand-in acting president is what we'd call acting king.
Yeah, now, acting king, call it what you want, and Alicent just was so upset that her son, Aemond, got it. When you think about it, I mean, Aemond... why shouldn't Aemond get it? Like, Aemond is the brother of Aegon. Aegon's son was murdered, I believe, in the end of episode 1, beginning of episode 2. So
they're in a war. They can't exactly use a 5-year-old. For me, if you rank the 3 options, it's got to be Aemond. Well, I would actually say Christian Cole might have a shout considering he's a hand.
Yes, but now, even if Aegon's son, you could argue Aegon's still got a daughter. She can't get it until she comes of age. So, for me, the right person to step in is Aemond, but Alicent didn't see it that way. She said, no, I've ruled before when the King Viserys wasn't well. But here's the issue, when she was ruling before, it was peaceful times, there wasn't a war. Now there is a war. And I think I can respect a leader more when they're actually fighting. See, when they're on the front line. Like, you look at Aemond, he's got out in this dragon. He's the one that killed Rhaenys and whatever her traitor dragon was called. Forget the name of it.
The dragon that got paraded through the city in this episode.
But you look at Aemond, and he's actually willing to sacrifice. He's putting his life on the line. Shouldn't he be the one leading? Just wouldn't seem right for me if Alicent was doing it.
Yeah, she's claiming because she led when Viserys was injured or incapacitated, she should be. Yeah, but you
weren't in a war.
You weren't in a war, and I think because this show is incredibly woke, and as we've touched on, they're trying to force this like feminist agenda. It almost feels like Rhaenyra and Alicent are the same character to me. It actually, that's what it fucking feels like.
Yeah, they're like a mirror of each other.
They've got the exact same tendencies.
But everyone agreed that Aemond is the next in line. He's the successor. So he gets put...
But no, but if you don't notice that though, it's like, see when a show like goes for this woke tendencies, like see when shows portray strong men going against each other, they never feel the same. They feel different. But in this modern day age, when you've got strong women going against each other and these woke fucking... They feel like the exact same character.
Because their grievances are pretty much the same. It's both... We're being treated unfairly. We're being looked upon differently because of our gender. Although I know the gender police would say, hey, man, there's 297 genders. Nah, there's 2. But, so they're being looked down upon because of their female gender. But here, you're being looked down upon because first of all, you're a woman, and you're not going out to fight. You're not the one. You're not going to put your life on the line. I mean, fair play to Rainey, she actually did.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Targaryen grandma.
but even then, it's like, is that bullshit? Because like you look at Game of Thrones, and Game of Thrones has come way after House of the Dragon. But when you watch both shows, you would be led to believe that Game of Thrones is like fucking centuries behind House of the Dragon with how far women have come.
Yeah. No, you would.
I don't think. See prequels, like see when maybe if they're both made in like the same sort of time, but see the fact that Game of Thrones was made when the world wasn't woke, and then House of Dragon was made when the world is woke, but it's supposed to be beyond and before Game of Thrones. It just doesn't work for me.
No, it doesn't work for me either. And if you can't see this, then you're blind to the problem.
You're blind. So yeah, Alicent is raging at Aemon. She claims that he's reckless. I mean, he just defeated. He defeated Rhaenys. He took out one of Team Green's or Team Black. What Team Black? Aye, Team Black took out one of Team Black's Team Rhaenyra's biggest dragon. I think that might have been their second biggest dragon. So I mean, yeah, he's done a good job there, and it seemed to be. How was it reckless? It was Aemon and Christian Cole had that planned.
Alicent, I don't understand
If Aemond is reckless, then that would mean Christian Cole is also reckless. It's not like Aemond just randomly. If anyone's reckless, it was Aegon. He wasn't supposed to be there.
You just
Aegon got drunk and took to the battlefield.
But see, for any of like the graphics that they're showing for this on TV with adverts, it's Team Black against Team Green with Alicent against Rhaenyra. Even though it should be Aegon against Rhaenyra, that is the king against the queen that they're claiming to be. Alicent doesn't have a fucking claim.
But yeah, you watch, anytime you're watching like TV and you see House of the Dragon be promoted, it's always Alicent versus Rhaenyra.
Yeah.
It's never King Aegon versus... And people will say, well, that's because Aegon doesn't make the king is seasoned. Well, why not Aemon versus Rhaenyra then?
Yeah.
What it really should be is Aemon versus Daemon, but I mean...
That's what it should be.
That's still to come, apparently. I can't wait for that battle. But, I mean, they both kind of look the same a wee bit.
Yeah.
They're both the best two, I think, on either faction. So, yeah, you've got that. But anyway, Alicent really wasn't happy that Aemond, her son, was put in charge, and Rhaenyra wasn't happy that everyone was doubting her. Corlys didn't really seem that upset, to be honest, about his wife, Rhaenys, dying. I expected more for Corlys in this episode. For some reason, he just
cried like a little bitch. Or hasn't that family done enough to kill my family? Fucking do something about it then instead of limping around like a loser. Honestly,
hold on, didn't Daemon like literally cut your brother's head off, and you didn't even have the balls to say anything to him? Didn't even address that.
No, what's the actual fucking... See, considering this guy's black, and we're talking about how woke the show is, I'm fucking surprised this guy's not been booked way stronger than what... He's actually been booked as one of the weakest characters in this fucking franchise.
I mean, he woke up, his brother was dead, and he was like, oh well.
Does he look like a Targaryen?
Just makes no sense to me. So yeah, you got him. He offers to give... What's his title again? Something of the sea.
Driftmark.
He offers to give Driftmark to his granddaughter, but his granddaughter's like, no, you can't, because I'm not a sea emblem. I'm a fire
and god. I'm a Targaryen sort of thing.
What a load of shit.
No, but how weak does that make him though? I think it even makes him look weak there. That she actually it's because he's that pathetic. She has like the balls to say to him, no, I don't want it.
I can't believe people think this is better than Game of Thrones. Like, I really can't. I haven't watched the last like few seasons of Game of Thrones. I don't see how bad it can be for it to be worse than. I would probably say that. If I had to take a guess, I would guess that the worst season of Game of Thrones is probably better than the best season of House of Dragon.
But according to people, that can't be true. We're talking like 4 ratings out of 10 that people are giving like the final 2 seasons of Game of Thrones. We'll have to wait.
I tell you what, I don't think season 2 of House of the Dragon's on much more than that.
No, it's probably not.
I mean, I think you'd struggle to give it above a 4.
But see this episode, man, it sucked. You just had Daemon doing his thing.
Yeah, Daemon's getting the hallucinations and the dreams and...
I need those men on my side. The fact that they weren't going to even join us, but they'd rather be burned. I need those men.
Yeah, so Damon then says, look, either join us and you put aside your differences with the other family, or you die by fire. Then the guys are like, we fucking hate that other family, so we'll take our punishment, we'll die by fire. And they turn around, I guess, to take the flames of Damon's dragon, and he just lets them go. It's like, that's very weak, isn't it? You can't give someone an ultimatum and then like not carry out the ultimatum when they pick a side.
Yeah, I think this almost like undermines the character of Damon, him letting them
It'd
go.
be like if it's like you're threatening to fight someone, you're like, here, see if you touch me again, I'm going to knock you out. And then like they touch you and you don't knock them out. It's like you kind of once you commit to something like that, you kind of have to do it.
I don't like the Damon character, to be honest, but I think they've butchered him in season 2. I think he's just been hallucinating, and he's just looked incredibly weak. He's like the White Corliss. He's not doing much.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was an arsehole in season 1, but I still think he was one of the better characters.
Yeah, season 2.
And season
he's like no man's land. He's just with a bunch of nobodies.
Yeah, Christian Cole and Allison, they had some conversations, nothing really spectacular, though. Allison wanted to know, what happened out there.
I think if Christian Cole backed Allison in the chapel of the council, it would be like so. Like, they're not supposed to know about their relationship. Why would he fucking back her?
Why did he back himself?
I don't think he wanted any of it.
Shouldn't the hand
he
of
didn't want to be hand, so it makes sense.
Yeah,
but want to be king.
Shouldn't the hand of the kings basically VP?
Yeah, Aemon's just went for standing up and being bollock naked to being the top man all of a sudden.
So I didn't quite get that. We had a scene with the woman that used to have the whorehouse in season 1. Done nothing for me.
Yeah, why is she being portrayed as this like major character? She's a nobody.
She doesn't do anything, doesn't offer anything. Yeah, she might.
White man bad.
She might be on Team Black, but I mean, what does she do? We also didn't get Otto Hightower in this episode.
I've seen him in ages.
What did we get in this episode?
You had Jace at the end, right? Go to Rhaenyra after he was at another location, pretty much threatening with dragons. He's trying to get people that are like, oh, but we don't need baby dragons. We need big dragons, which is a valid point, because if you said you had 15,000 bodies you're going to bring, you wouldn't bring 15,000 babies, you'd bring able-bodied men.
Yeah, so one of the allies, they're not happy. They were given 2 dragons. Well, first of all, Jace makes it sound like they were given a good deal, because they were promised 1 dragon, they were given 2. But they were given, like, baby dragons that fucking can't even...
It would be a good deal if they weren't in the middle of a war, right? I think, well, not a good deal, but it would be, like, alright, reasonable. But the fact that you need them, it's not a good deal. For that reason alone.
Yeah, they need the dragons to protect themselves, and they've got 2 dragons that can't do shit. So, yeah, that was a bit boring. Just nothing really happened.
And at the end, surely there must be someone in the bloodline who can ride these dragons we've got underneath our feet. When they look around and there's all this paper in the wall, can't wait to be introduced to more fucking incestuous jobbers.
Yeah, so the episode basically ends with Jace coming up with the idea that apparently they've got 2 massive dragons available, but there's no riders to claim them. And Jace then suggests that they go through the entire Targaryen bloodline to see 2, I don't know, available family members that could claim these dragons.
Am I not weird to think that anyone with Targaryen blood we should have already seen in this show?
Yeah.
Like, where are they just going to whip them from?
And I guess Jace believes that here, if we get these dragons and we get 2 dragon riders, that will help tilt the war in our favour, because apparently the 2 dragons that they've got available are massive. So, like, that's it. I mean, we're not really... I don't think we're missing anything. It's just... not a lot happened. I liked the scenes where they were taking off the armour of Aegon and you got to see the burn. It was pretty good. I like that, seeing Alicent's looking on while he live. I don't know. We don't know. I mean, he might live. I mean, at this point, I think with all the detail and the visual effects, it'd be good if he did live. It'd be a bit crap if they took all the armour off him and he was all burnt, but we never see him again.
Yeah, it would be crap. I think you will live, and we will see him in some capacity. Well, he obviously will live, but I don't think he's going to be bedridden for the rest of the show. I think that would suck.
I know, if Viserys was bedridden, like, so...
Yeah, at an age where... I wouldn't say it was acceptable, considering he's only 4 years older than Daemon, but, I mean, Aegon's like, what, 20? Early 20s? It's far too early for the guy to be bedridden, man. And I actually think he's likeable. See, a lot of people say they hate him. I don't see how.
Yeah, I thought
He actually fucking went into the battle.
People say he's like Joffrey.
He's way better than
He's
Joffrey.
nothing like. He's
and maybe not as a character, he's better, but in terms of like from a moral standpoint, and like,
yeah, I'd say respectability, and he's definitely more likable than Joffrey, and he acts more like a king than Joffrey was just like a spoilt fucking brat. So yeah, in terms of the rating for me, this episode didn't do it. I'm going to get a 4 out of 10.
yeah, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10 as well. Very lackluster, and I mean, we're not talking 40-minute episodes. We're talking an hour and 12 minutes. We also seen the guy that claimed to be a Targaryen, son of Viserys.
Bastard son, or
I think he was. Did he say he was Viserys' son, or was he Viserys' brother? Because he looks a way bit older. He looks a lot older actually than Aegon and Aemond. So maybe he's the brother of Daemon and Viserys, right? But where's this going? See this guy's claim, if they're going to ever attempt his claim to the throne, it's never going to work. And actually, we were speaking about Hispanics. His wife looked a bit Hispanic.
maybe he can ride one of these dragons that they've got.
Maybe that's probably what they're doing.
Anyway, guys, that's it. 4 out of 10. Pretty boring episode. Not a lot happened, and yeah, hopefully going forward we get to see more. But for me, Game of Thrones way better than House of the Dragon. Let us know your thoughts down below, and we'll catch you in the next one. Till then, peace.
Small folk, big dragons, but even King Aegon looked better than this episode. Welcome back to Fog Entertainment. We are now only 2 episodes away from the end of Season 2, with Episode 6 finishing here. This one was called Small Folk. The description read, with few options left, Rhaenyra embarks on a risky venture, while Aemond takes steps to reshape the Green Council. And guess what, guys? Nothing happened.
Yeah.
A ship full of vegetables, a ship full of lettuce, set off to King's Landing. Aemon's walking around, he's looking at his brother. You smell like a toasty fire tonight, brother. And then you've got Daemon just imagining weird stuff.
Yeah, Aegon laying there crippled, and my enthusiasm is crippled with this show. Losing, I don't know, man.
He doesn't know, I do know. See, Daemon, right? I don't like Matt Smith. I think he's a big weirdo, but you know, I think there was actually potential with this character. I think Season 2's absolutely butchered him. I thought this Harrenhal arc for his character would have just maybe lasted, I don't know, 2 or 3 episodes. It looks like it's going to literally last the entire season. You wait a year and a half, the war, the black against the green. We didn't wait, we only waited a couple of weeks, but everyone else is the sad bastards that cannot wait for this and pretend it's great. Oh, like, same-sex kiss, oh, the black guy could tame the dragon and the white guy couldn't. And then also, an old white man got slapped by a woman who identifies as cisgender, whatever the fuck. Absolute, it's just tending to the woke lefty liberals. You can see it. If you can't see it, then I don't know what to tell you. It's absolute shite, man.
Yeah, this show's too woke for me. All these comments I've seen, 10 out of 10, because we got a same-sex female kiss. Really? That's how we're going to judge episodes now? We're just going to dish out perfect 10 scores because, you know, we got woke shit in an episode. Oh, look at that. The dragon didn't like the white guy, but it liked the black guy. Oh ho! Old white man got slapped by a woman. Look at that. The woman putting the man in his place. Like, really? Is that what makes a good episode now? It was filler. I've even seen people admit it's filler and then say 10 out of 10. It might be a filler episode. Not a lot happened, but it was still a great episode. 10 out of 10. How can a filler be 10 out of 10?
Yeah, if something's filler, it cannot be 10 out of 10. In my opinion, I think if something's filler, it simply cannot be above a 7.
Possibly an 8 if it's like good filler.
Well, yeah, I mean, if there's important dialogue but the story doesn't really advance, I see where you're coming from. But, I mean, 10 out of 10 should be reserved for, like, the greatest episodes in TV history. Not fucking filler. And that's exactly what this was. Like,
yeah, but could we not argue the majority of Season 2 has been filler so far?
No, we could. They've teased a war, and it just sucks, man.
Honestly,
really
I don't think we're getting a war in Season 2. What I think we're getting is, I think we're getting all the sides aligning. I think, basically, Season 2 is getting the team set up. We're going to find out what houses are on Team Green, what houses are on Team Black, and I think that we ain't getting a war until Season 3. I think they've copped out here. I think they've promoted this war for Season 2, and I don't think it's happening. I mean, people will turn around and say, well, Episode 4, look what you got there. All right, yes, we got a dragon fight, which led to the death of Rhaenys, and obviously King Aegon got badly hurt. But I mean, other than that, what else have we got this season? 6 episodes in, only 2 episodes to go, by the way, an 8 episode season. So yeah, you factor that in. It's just been really disappointing. And then you see people comment all the time saying that this is better than Game of Thrones, and I just can't comprehend how anyone would think that. But anyway, let's get into the episode. So we start with Rhaenyra. She wants one of her knights. Forgive me, I don't know the guy's name. His name's not important. He's not a big character, but he's getting treated like a big deal here. She says that, I don't know, 100 years ago she found small.
Your grandmother's grandmother has Targaryen blood.
Yeah, so they go back and they find out that he might have had like an ounce of Targaryen blood in him. Rhaenyra thinks this is enough for him to become a dragon rider. He is delighted with Rhaenyra allowing him this privilege, I guess, because he views dragons as like gods. Now, a member of the council, again, don't know his name. I think this show's done a horrible job, by the way, of creating individual characters. Outside of maybe like, I'll say outside of like a dozen characters, I barely know any names. Like, see, when you first watch Game of Thrones, you know everyone who's on the council. You know they all stand out. They're all like, got individual qualities, and even though you can clearly set some people apart, because like you've got a cripple, you got a black guy, but I couldn't tell you names. They're just like all the fucking same.
And it doesn't help when it's all incestuous and all the names are similar sounding. Like, people are like, I'm unsubscribing for this channel because you called Daemon Aemond. I mean, listen, Daemon Aemond, Aegon, Viserys, Rhaenyra, Rhaerys, I mean, Corlys, it's like, it's all the same fucking shit.
Yeah, so one of the council guys doesn't think this is a good idea, but no one really even listens to him. He kind of just announces. He protests to himself, I guess, and Rhaenyra didn't even give him the time of day. So then the knight tries to obviously claim the dragon. It looks like it's kind of working, but then the dragon at the last minute is like, nah, fuck this, and
you're not black.
Yeah, burns him, and we see one of the other people who are being burned with the fire dragon breath, and they just slit their throat. Meanwhile, the knight is left there to burn. Everyone runs out of the, I don't even know what you'd call it, it's like a chamber, I guess. And Rhaenyra looks on, thinking, what has she done? Later on, the member of the council then tries to tell Rhaenyra again that it was a stupid idea, and she turns around, she slaps him, and she says, it is my fault for you forgetting not to fear me, or something like this. So Rhaenyra trying to say that she has been too lenient, and that in the future this ain't going to happen, and that people have just thought, you know, they can say what they want and do what they want, and she claims she could have his tongue for this, and for what? We later see Jace basically say, well, what did he say, Mum? And well, all the guy said was the fucking truth. I mean, it was reckless, and it did get this guy killed. So, I mean, was he really wrong? What, Rhaenyra's going to have this guy's tongue cut for telling the fucking truth? I don't get it. You know, it's just, she's got this complex where, oh, it's unfair. The men judge me and they don't treat me fairly. They look down upon me. They're so judgmental, and they criticize me because I'm a woman. And it's like, maybe you're just not a good queen. How about that? All right. See, you think about it. You know, think back to season 1, Game of Thrones. Yeah, not many people fucking questioned Robert, but I'd argue the one reason that Robert actually loved, trusted, and respected Ned is because Ned would actually stand up to him and tell him when he was being wrong.
Yep.
And I think that's what people in power need.
That's what they do need, but
but this guy told Rhaenyra the truth, and I could have your tongue for that. What, for telling you exactly what happened?
Who would have thought trying to tame a dragon that, you know, is rogue would have been a bad fucking idea? Who'd have thought that?
Yeah, we then have Daemon. He's, I don't know where he is. Is it Harrenhal? He's somewhere having hallucinations and dreams, and he had a dream about Viserys trying to, kick him out, no longer make him the heir to the throne, and then we've seen another dream sequence where he was comforting Viserys after Viserys' wife died in the first episode. It just didn't really do a lot for me. and he claims that he's been spiked or he's been drugged or something. And we've got that weird woman with the, is it the Irish or Scottish accent? Not quite sure, but I don't even know what she's doing.
It's mumbo jumbo, man.
Apparently she's a witch, but what does that add to the story? We've had these Damon dream sequences for like fucking 4 episodes now, and anytime someone brings up Damon, like Jason says we need Damon, and it's like Rhaenyra gets so fucking upset. Oh, we don't need a man. We don't need Damon. He's not here. It's like, what the fuck? Like, I don't get it. I honestly don't get it.
No, I don't get it. Like, they're wasting Damon, and it's like, even in these flashbacks, it's supposed to show Damon like 20 years ago, and there's no like attempt to de-age the guy.
Imagine like Cersei going, "Oh, we don't need the Tyrell army. We don't need an army of men. Screw those men." You know, like what the fuck?
They need all the help they can get, but Rhaenyra sends a bunch of food to King's Landing to try and appease the people there, which it does. Oh, and then they're all fighting, and instead of eating the fucking food,
it was one little boat though. Let's be honest, it was
there was a lot of boats in the background.
I didn't see them.
Well,
Anyway, I only seen one.
No, but the gimmick is here is that they're starving, right, and they need food. And then what do they proceed to do with the food? They start throwing it at Alicent. It's like, would you not be fucking eating it?
Yeah, so food comes, and I guess the very next. So we see everyone scrambling for food. They're fighting for food, and then the very next scene, it's like all the small folk are rioting and trying to attack. Trying to. I mean, someone called her the queen, but she really. How can she be the queen when Aegon's the king? I know there's incestuous shite in this, but I mean that's just fucking weird. She's the former queen.
Yeah.
But anyway, people are throwing food at her. The guards are trying to get her to safety. Someone puts his hand on the queen to try and stop her. I guess he was maybe going to attack her. Or anyway, I mean, he put his hands on her like in a physical way. So one of the guards just like brought his sword out and cut his hand off. And Queen Alice was like, "No, don't withdraw your swords." And it's like, just in this world, like if a small folk person aggressively grabbed the fucking queen. I mean, you'd be lucky if you only lost your hand.
Yeah.
So I don't fucking get it. Yeah. So
I mean, we understand why she's saying it, right? It's obviously to like prove to these jobbers in King's Landing that here we're not bad people. You need to like us. But again, it's like, what do the people in King's Landing actually offer? Like the actual the family, the royal family at the head of the table, sort of thing.
Yeah, these people don't fight.
They don't fight. They just fucking.
They're just there to almost take up resources.
Yeah, it's just a populate. Does the war be lost if everyone inside King's Landing just got brutally killed in this episode? No.
Do they have jobs? Do they contribute? I mean, maybe, but we don't see it. We don't see it.
No, yeah. Like I guess it. Like jobs are important.
Yeah, but even when you see Winterfell, right? That feels like a tight knit community.
Yes.
That feels almost like one big fucking Stark family. See, when you see like King's Landing, it just seems like you've got the royals, then you've got the peasants. It doesn't.
Yeah, there's no in between.
So that happens.
You had the Lannisters at the start meeting up with some guy who only had 500 soldiers, and he's like, "Hey, I want Daemon's dragon before I go any further."
Yeah, so the guy's not going any further. He wants to speak to Daemon. Damon, whatever. We have the black guy who Corlys wants to make his number 2. He doesn't really want to do it, but
it's his son, isn't it? I guess.
It's just the guy that rescued him.
I'm pretty sure it's his son.
I don't think it is. Anyway, he makes him his number 2. Then this guy's brother's like, look at that. Yeah, you're in there. You've got a chance. And then later on, he gets chased by the dragon that burnt the night guard at the beginning. And then the dragon doesn't kill him, and I guess the dragon accepts him. Then you have Rhaenyra later on. She flies off, and well, first she has a kiss with what's her name? Missari. I don't even know what this Missari character's doing. I don't even know why she's there. Like, what does she offer?
I was raped by my dad about 20 years ago. That's what she offers.
What is her title? What is her contribution? Why is she there? She, I believe, ran like a whorehouse in season 1. It was
just not Daemon's ex-wife.
Burnt down. Possibly it was. Nah, I don't think so. It was maybe he just had a relationship with. I don't know. It was burnt down, or he spent a lot of time at the wars. I don't know, but it was burnt down by Otto, I guess, Hightower, and then
He got a few mentions this episode. Where is he?
yeah. So
Also, you had fucking Alison talking to her brother, and it was either he's got two kids or she's got two kids we don't know about who are 10 and 6.
yeah, lots of kids running about. Don't really know who they are. Didn't interest me. What else do we have? We have Aemond telling Alicent that you're no longer needed on the council, and he basically just sacks her. It's like, right, goodbye. You may have served my father, but my father's now dead, and you're not serving me.
All she does though is bitch and frown about the fact that she's like didn't get picked as like the stand-in queen.
Yeah, I actually don't blame Aemond for,
Yeah.
because she was trying to undermine him here as well. It's like, I guess when someone tries to undermine Rhaenyra, they get slapped, but when someone tries to undermine Daemon, he's just like, well, I guess he's not going to hit his own mother. Like, so he's like, right, off you go. Aemond then visits Aegon, and I mean, I don't know, like, half of me wouldn't have been surprised if Aemond just fucking killed him here,
Yeah.
put him out of his misery.
It's weird, like
I feel like
he
Aemon's
basically
changed.
threatens him. Could Aegon not just be like, here, I'm still the king, and he just threatened me, I ordered my king's guard to kill Aemond?
Yeah, it was weird. I mean, was it really a threat?
Well, he grabbed him, was like, yeah, I'm the man, sort of thing.
It was kind of like, here, I'm enjoying this position, so don't you be getting better anytime soon. So Aegon's just sitting there. Apparently he'll never walk again or whatever, but I mean, I don't know if that's
He
true.
gets told by the cripple, you'll never run again, I'm a cripple, you're a cripple, can we be best buddies, sort of thing.
Yeah, the cripples seem to be enjoying the fact that he's no longer the only cripple.
I hate him. I pretty much hate everyone on this show. It's just fucking shit. What is there to say about it, man?
Is there anything else we're missing?
Rhaenyra flew off at the end of the episode on her dragon.
Yeah. It's just so much filler. I feel like they've done a horrible job of outside of the main cast of characters, right? I think they've done a horrible job of the entire cast.
Yep.
I barely know any names. I barely know anyone's like allegiances or factions or why they're even there.
The fact there's only 2 episodes to go, it's garbage, right? Every episode is over an hour long. See with the amount of minutes that go past like 45 or etc. You could have got the 2 more episodes to take you to 10. No bother. Just what's the need of this episode being 67 minutes long? Last week's was 79 minutes long, and then I believe the one before that was like mega long. It's like, what's the need? There's just so much filler. Like, see when you watch Game of Thrones, though, or a good TV show for that matter, each scene should feel important. It shouldn't feel like it's just there to waste time. I feel like every scene in this show is there to waste time.
There's maybe like 2 or 3 scenes that add something to the story, and the rest are just filler. Hey, yes, my lord. Yes, my queen. Yes, my king. Oh, please pardon me. It's like, it's just people that walk up and they have a nothing conversation. A conversation that just doesn't add anything, just to take up time. It's like, I felt every scene in Game of Thrones meant something. Apart from maybe all the Daenerys scenes.
See,
maybe it's a Targaryen thing. Maybe the Targaryens fucking suck.
It could be that, but the more I look at it, it's like the fact they're so long, the episodes, it is almost like you're getting like the full extended, non-deleted version. Like, you feel like half of this could just be deleted scenes.
I agree, and anyway, look, we're not going to drag out our review to an hour and 20 minutes. We're just not going to do it. Small Folk, for me, I mean, is it the worst episode so far? I mean, it could be. I mean, it's up there. It was so fucking boring. My favourite... What was my favourite part of the episode? I mean, the night getting burnt by the dragon, I guess, was not bad, and then I think Aemond visiting Aegon was decent. Other than that,
it was not bad, right? Like, how many times are we going to see people get burnt? It's just going to lose its fucking appeal.
True. Well, we did see the one person who was getting burnt and they slit their throat, but I was wondering, see, because of like how powerful and like hot like dragon fire is, would
you not lose like your nerves and
yeah,
shit?
would you be able to have the capacity to actually pull out a knife and grip it and...
Yeah, it's not like this is T1000 here, but
No, but it's weird because like unless you're in that situation, you can never truly understand that pain. But like Normally, the dragon's fire is supposed to like incinerate you, is it not?
Yeah. Dust.
Yeah, so I don't know how this guy was able just to whip out a knife and slit his throat. I don't quite get it.
IMDb gave it a 6.4 out of 10 overall. Obviously, that's, user voting. 13,000 people. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10.
You're going to give it a 3 out of 10. I'm struggling to give it any more than a 3 out of 10, to be fair.
There's a lot of ones.
Yeah, I'm going to get... Let's see. But the thing I think with IMDb, it's like you get haters and you get fanboys. I think we can all agree it's not a 1, and I think we can all agree it's not a 10. Yet those are the two most common votes on Internet Movie Date. See, I think that's how you know it's bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. This episode's nowhere near 10. But you can't give it a 1.
It's closer to a 1 than it is a 10.
No, it's closer to a 1 than it is a 10, but I think we can all accept that it's neither.
Yeah.
No,
but we're watching it and I'm like, when is this going to end? And then it goes on for another 20 minutes. It just fucking... There's no need to make it so long.
I'm going to get a 4. You've gave it a 3. And funny enough, our two scores are the lowest common scores given out on Internet Movie Database. So from 1 to 10, the two scores that were given the least voted for this episode were 3 and 4 out of 10. And that is both scores that we're given. So yeah, there you go. We're having a different opinion from most people here. But 31% of people that have voted, almost 38% of people that voted a score on Internet Movie Database gave this episode a 1 out of 10. And I think that tells you all you need to know now. I mean, could that largely be down to the whole female same-sex kiss thing? I mean, perhaps. Is that why I'm giving it a low rating? No, I'm just giving it a low rating because I thought it sucked.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that kiss is the least of my worries about the episode.
I even forgot about it. Didn't do nothing for me.
Yeah, no, it's everything else.
I can't say that episode. I can't say that kiss dragged it down. I thought those scenes were so unimportant. I didn't care for it.
Yeah,
nothing was happening.
Just fucking sucks. And the fact there's only 2 episodes to go. When's things going to happen? It's baffling.
I think House of the Dragon could produce the 2 best episodes it's ever had, and I still think at this point season 1 will be better.
Yeah,
because it was just more consistent.
No, I totally agree. And I feared this would happen though. I thought the fact that season 1 you've got all these different time skips, it's easier to make that work. Pretty much since episode 7 of season 1, we've not seen mega time skips, and I don't know, I think the characters are just going around in circles at this stage, man. I think it's fucking garbage, and I'm not looking forward to the next 2 episodes.
Anyway guys, that's it. We'll catch you in the next one. 3.5 out of 10. Till then though, peace. We have only a few dragons, but lots of potential dragon riders. Some people are going to be left empty-handed, but who's that going to be in the penultimate episode of Season 2, House of the Dragon? Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment. Time for the review. This one is called The Red Sewing, and basically, the major part of this episode, the major focus is Rhaenyra trying to get the dragon's riders. So she realizes to win this war, she's got some spare dragons. It's almost like having some spare cars parked in your garage. She needs to get riders for these dragons. And she manages to fight basically a bunch of bastards. Now, this might be, people would look down at this, frown upon this, but when you think about it, her sons are bastards, so it doesn't really make a difference to Rhaenyra. So we see a bunch of people come in to Dragonstone. People, I mean, a lot of them we'd never met before, but some of them have had small parts. One guy was just basically introduced this episode, I guess, just so he could claim a dragon. So that was the main focus of the episode. In terms of what was happening in King's Landing, not a lot. Aemond, very quiet this episode. Aegon, still recovering, did a little bit of exercising, but not saying much. Otto Hightower, still nowhere to be seen. I don't even care about Alicent. Don't even know what she was doing. Probably just moaning and complaining.
She had a cut on her wrists, and I believe she tried to kill herself, and the Grand Maester was like, no one will see.
Yeah, so we had that.
Sadly, we had to see them.
We've got Daemon, who's still in Harrenhal, and you know what? I would say that Daemon is one of the more interesting characters, but they've done him no favours in Season 2. His season 2 arc has been atrocious.
I can't believe it's going to last the entire season. There's no point bringing him back for one episode, is there?
See, Damon, they could have wrote him out of season 2 and it would have made no difference to me.
Yeah. To me, it would have actually added to the mistake of, like, where is he? Because we know where he is. So we a bunch of jobbers down at Harrenhal.
Yeah, so I don't know. For me, it's madness. Absolute madness. But Rhaenyra begins with confronting Adam and he pledges his loyalty to her. Now, this guy isn't a Targaryen, or at least he doesn't believe he is. He doesn't tell us who his father is, but we believe that his father is Corlys, I believe.
Yeah, his father is Corlys.
We believe, do you believe?
Yeah, pretty much Corlys says later on to this guy's brother, I didn't know much about your mother's background, but turns out she is a Targaryen.
Yeah, she is a Targaryen, so there you go.
This guy says, I'm Adam from Hull. Sounds like a old, fat, white guy who plays darts in Hull. Doesn't really sound like a dragon rider, does he?
Yes, now, Alicent has been removed from the small council, so she seeks refuge in the Kingswood to avoid court, but she's not a part of the small council, so she doesn't need to avoid it, I guess. This is an ego thing. It's like, I don't want to be there while they're in council. So, yeah, we have that. Larys is pushing Orwell to accelerate Aegon's recovery. I mean, at this point, we're lucky that Aegon's alive. I think you should be allowing him to recover as slowly as possible. It's almost like Larys is enjoying this because now he doesn't view himself as like the only cripple.
This guy's weird.
But yeah, Aegon's been through quite a lot, so just let the guy fucking recover in peace. Rhaena leaves to find the wild dragon. I forget who Rhaena is. I think that's Daemon's daughter that he doesn't care for.
Yep.
Mysaria tells Rhaenyra to search for the Targaryen dragon seeds, which is the illegitimate children of Valyrian blood. So they're going to search King's Landing for these illegitimate children and bring them in as potential dragon riders. So, I mean, doesn't really give a fuck whether they're her, like, I don't know, brother, sister, cousin, or whatever. She just wants to find dragon riders. And Rhaenyra, also after returning to Dragonstone, didn't go to court. Looks like she doesn't need help or counselling. She's just going to listen to what Mysaria tells her. So maybe this is some more, I don't know, female empowerment where Rhaenyra's like, I don't need to sit at a table with a bunch of men when I can just, listen to my lesbian lover. I don't know if that's the direction.
Common ho means more than the men. Yeah, the men were belittling her here. You can't just bring all these randomers, these common folk in to try out the dragons because you know what? It's supposed to be like a high esteed thing. And it's no happening. Even her son, Jace, he wasn't fucking buying it, wasn't he not?
No, he wasn't, and he didn't like it. We then get Oscar Tully, who's extremely young. He offers Daemon his allegiance but denounces his behaviour. And he tells Daemon that he has to basically make up for what he's done and that he has to execute William Blackwood, who joins sides with Daemon. And then Daemon does it. So, yeah, Blackwood gets killed for slaughtering the Brackens. But, I mean, do we give a fuck about the Blackwoods or the Brackens? Someone in our comment section says, how can you not know about the Blackwood and the Brackens? It was explained in the beginning of last week's episode. It was explained for like a 2-minute intro. You can't just shove a bunch of characters we've never met before in the intro and expect us to care.
Oh, it's went on for decades and, millenniums or whatever they say. Who cares? What the fuck? You mean more than that?
See, the Blackwoods could die, the Brackens could die. I think they've all died. It doesn't make a difference. It doesn't change anything.
Actually doesn't get me.
They're not established.
Right? Daemon is here in Harrenhal trying to recruit these people, and it's like I don't get I don't get a show of strength. I don't get it's like fucking 20 people all in. And Daemon's wasted an entire season here. It's not like we've been told numbers. It's not like
one dragon would just... A dragon could fucking burp and it would just destroy these 20 people.
Yeah, but it's not like Daemon has been... Oh, I need to get these guys because that gets us 15,000 men and 4 dragons or some pish. There's been no number explained. It's fucking just... And then what does he do? He gets belittled by like a 5-year-old, cuts the guy's head off, runs in, and he starts imagining crepit Viserys on the edge of his bed. Oh, the crown weighs heavy, governor.
Yeah.
Right,
so
you're done, mate.
We get... Alright, so then we get all the illegitimate children. They come to Dragonstone. They leave King's Landing. They've got a chance to ride. We have Hugh. Is it Hugh? Yeah, so Hugh is the one with like the I don't know the mixed race wife. I want to say she looks Indian, but she might not be. Either way, he says that he needs to provide for his family, and he can only do that by taking this chance, even though it could literally kill everyone. So they all get led into the, I guess
The
dungeon where the dragons are.
the house.
What I guess one of the not dragon tamers, but one of the guys that I guess can summon the dragons says he's not willing to do this because Rhaenyra already got the last guy previously killed, and now she's bringing in a bunch of commoners, a bunch of bastards, and he's not going to do that. So he leaves. Rhaenyra then summons Fermafor, and she says to them, "Look, this is Fermafor. You have to claim him." Then she leaves to watch safely from afar, knowing that this could likely go tits up. And it does. The first guy tries to claim it. He gets set on fire. Pretty much everyone gets set on fire here. They try and run down below the dungeon. Fermafor is just running around, blowing people up, setting them alight, chewing on them like little fucking peanuts. And Rhaenyra watches on, and I mean, it doesn't even look like she feels bad or guilty. I think she's just more upset that her plan didn't work. But like, it's kind of crazy because how many of these people are? This is technically her family, isn't it? I mean, these are people with Targaryen. These are Targaryen bastards, and she's just sentenced them to their death. I get it. It might not mean much to them because they're not real Targaryens or whatever, not full-blooded Targaryens. But I don't know. How can people say Rhaenyra? She'll send food.
Well, she's a queen of the people, and she'll send them to their death.
Yeah, she'll send food to look good, but then she'll send a bunch of Targaryens to die. So then Fermavov is chasing. I think there's only two left. Hugh and some woman. The woman's about to get killed by Fermavov. Hugh saves her. Fermavov turns his attention to Hugh, and then Fermavov just relaxes, and Hugh manages to touch him. And I think once you touch the dragon, that's you. It's yours. So that's it. We've got a new dragon rider, and his name is Hugh. And then we see Ulf, or Ulf. He was running away. He actually, I don't know, he ran so far, but he ran into like a separate dungeon or whatever. He stepped on a dragon's egg, and the egg kind of like, I don't know if it was dragon's egg or dragon shit or whatever, but it got like
It's like a show dragon shit, doesn't it?
He got all like this goo all over him, and then we seen the dragon stand out, and I believe it was Silverwing. Bit of a weird name, but Silverwing came out, and you were just convinced this guy was dead. Especially considering he wasn't really showing... Like, anytime we've seen someone claim a dragon, they were showing, like, some sort of confidence, weren't they? And, like, I want to say, like, maturity and...
Aura, almost.
Superiority, and it just looked like they had control of the situation. But with Ulf, he was just backtracking. He was on his arse. He was backpedaling. I thought he was going to die, but it turns out he claimed the dragon. Then we see him flying the dragon over King's Landing. And Aemon's like, right, well, I'm not having this. Aemon jumps on his dragon, Fagor, to go in pursuit. But as he chases him back to Dragonstone, Aemon quickly retreats once he sees Rhaenyra standing with Cyrix, Fermafor, and Silverwing. So Aemon realised he was 3-on-1 outnumbered, and he decided to call it a day. And he must have good fucking eyesight because he's seen this from pretty far away. So yeah, Aemon, eyesight, must eat carrots.
He must eat carrots. I mean, do we eat shit? Because this episode didn't do much for me, man. I mean, again, another episode, it's like an hour and 12 minutes long, and nothing happens, man. I mean, does it set up the finale? Yes, but I actually can't believe we're at the finale already. And what's going to happen next week? Is it just going to be a battle of the dragons? Who's going to die?
That was probably the best part, the claiming of the dragons.
Yeah, it was, but again, it was like a 30-minute scene. It just felt so dragged. Is it cool visuals when people are getting burned and like chomped on? Yeah, but it's like at the end of the day, it's like no one here is worth a fucking damn. Anyone that was worth a damn actually ended up claiming a dragon. It is what it is. I think it was better than last episode, but I'm not going to pretend it was anything fucking brilliant. I'll give it a 5 out of 10.
Oh god, I'll give it a 6. I thought it was one of the better episodes this season. Is it the best episode outside of episode 4? Probably is, in my opinion. I'll give it a 6. You're going to a 5. 5.5. All right, I don't think I said coming into this episode it wouldn't really matter what happened. I don't believe that season 2 can beat season 1, and obviously now that is true because I didn't believe with 10 out of 10 episodes it would be better than season 1, and it's not got that here. But you feel like it does need a really good finale to save it. And what I think is going to happen is we're going to be left on a shitty cliffhanger, and then you're waiting until 2026 to get season 3. So, yeah, disappointing. If they're only going to give you 8 episodes, and if the majority of the episodes are going to be filler, then I think you at least need to go and have a really good finale. Go out with a bang. Especially on a 2-year wait. You can't have a you can't have a cliffhanger on a 2-year wait. I don't think.
No, you can't. I don't think people. I think people underestimate how long fucking 2 years is. You know, I mean, look at The Walking Dead in its prime. It was firing it as half a season, then half a season.
I tell you what, no, it is sad though. By the time season 3 comes out, we will probably need to rewatch season 1 and season 2. And I don't want to, because I don't think they were good enough to rewatch. But because like we just watched season 1 about a week before this came out, so it kind of worked out for us. But like, I'll be honest, right? I can name. I would struggle to name 10 characters in this show. I might know people by their face and stuff like that, right? But I would struggle if you put you put the entire season 2 cast in front of me. I would struggle, I think, to name 10 characters. How am I supposed to remember these people and follow what was happening 2 years down the line? And people will say, "Well, your memory sucks." It's not that my memory sucks. I think this show's done an awful job of making people stand out and making people important.
I agree, and I just don't think you should have to wait 2 years for it. It's the same with The Last of Us. I think it's almost become the new norm, waiting like 2 years in between seasons.
Is it an
TV show?
Is it an HBO thing?
Oh, I mean, The Sopranos didn't do it. It did it. Right? I mean, the first 4 seasons of The Sopranos came out back to back. Then there was a bit of a wait.
Was it COVID? Did people get comfortable just dragging things out a little bit longer?
I mean, maybe, but when you look at the peak of TV, right, and you look around like the late 2000s to the mid 2010s, most shows were out. Each season was every year.
I think they need to follow that. I mean, like, look at The Walking Dead, for example, 11 seasons. Could you imagine if they waited 2 years between every season? That's 22 years of your life.
Yeah.
You need to wait from start to finish.
It's an insane amount of time.
You know, it's incredible. Cause I think a year wait's long enough.
No, it is. Yeah. And we're not talking like the start of 2026, like January. We're probably looking at the same time.
Yeah, plus this is only an 8-episode season. I mean, if you're going to wait 2 years, like that's all. I mean, it's almost acceptable if you're doing really long seasons. But this isn't. You know, this is it's an 8-episode, and I don't know how long. I don't know how many episodes season 3 will be. But we are confirmed it's going to be 4 seasons. It will not be longer than 4. We're getting 4 on the button. So yeah, 2 more seasons to come after next week's episode, and we'll see what happens. But this one's getting a 5.5 out of 10. We'll catch you in the next one. Let us know your thoughts down below. Let us know your rating down below. And yeah, any predictions for the finale? Honestly, man, there's not even a lot happening. I can't even get excited.
I guess we can make a separate. Once we watch the promo, we can make more predictions.
Yeah, but in my opinion, there's not much to predict.
Yeah.
There's not all these different stories going. It's one thing happening.
Like the way Damon retreated. Is it Damon? No, Eamon. The way Eamon's retreated, it kind of tells me that they're not even going to fight next week. Like, why would he retreat to land to launch an attack? It was almost like, oh fuck, they have 3 dragons. But you're right. I think it's going to end on a shitty cliffhanger. I think they're all going to rally the troops. I think Damon's going to return to Dragonstone, and then it's going to end with like an attack about to be launched, and it's like 2-year wait. Boom, lovely.
It's just like a Game of Thrones, and you'd all the different houses, and you'd all the different stuff going on, all the different allegiances. And this one, it's just like the one big Targaryen fucking family feud, isn't it?
Yeah, there's nothing else happening. Oh, but the Blackwoods and the Tullys and the Brackens. Ah, well, know your role.
You know, and then they did show you. I mean, we're getting the Baratheons, and what have they done though? The Baratheons don't feel important. It's not like we're not getting King Robert here. We're getting they might be Baratheons by name, but that's
it's the same with the Starks. It's like
the Starks fucking
all 3 of them. It's simply just a nostalgia thing.
Yeah, we're just getting introduced to a house with the same name, but we're not getting the same level of characters. We're not getting a Ned Stark. We're not getting a Robert Baratheon. You know, we're not getting a Cersei Lannister. We're getting none of that shit. Oh,
Nothing.
here's no. They are. They're background character. They are background characters with fucking names that are important, names that mean something. But these characters don't mean shit.
No, they don't mean shit to me. But yeah, 5.5 out of 10. One episode to go. Let's see how good it'll be.
This episode was called The Queen Whoever Was, but I'm going to call it The Finale That Never Was because this absolutely sucked. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment. We waited 2 years for House of the Dragon to return for an 8 episodic version of Season 2 filled with mainly filler. And then the finale, they don't even go all out. We get another filler episode in the goddamn finale where we have to wait another 2 years just to see a war between Team Black and Team Green. The war was teased at the very end of the first season. If you remember, they pretty much dedicated the last 2 episodes of season 1 after King Viserys died. They gave the Team Green 1 episode and they gave Team Black 1 episode. You would be led to believe that when season 2 began, the war would pretty much be on straight from the beginning. Yeah, we had a couple of battles here and there, but for the main part, it's pretty much just been teams deciding strategy and getting ready and preparing rather than actually being at war against each other. Honestly, never been so disappointed. I don't think with a season of a show. Very lackluster. And I don't understand why people are praising this, saying it's great, saying it's fantastic, saying it's better than Game of Thrones. It's really, in my opinion, a very mediocre, boring as hell show.
No, it's a very boring show. I mean, you look at wars in real life; they're actually more entertaining than this, and this is supposed to be scripted entertainment. Work out on it. I mean, all they've got to do is write a good show. But you're right; we've pretty much had 10 episodes in a row about the build up to a war. And you said it best in the intro. It's the finale that never was. That's when this review peaked. Because you know what? All we're going to do is bury this, and it rightfully so deserves to get buried.
This felt more like a penultimate episode, where you see them march into war. They're getting ready. They're preparing. They're walking. The battle lines have been drawn. The armies are on their way, and then you're going to go into obviously the finale. But this actually was the finale, so. Yeah, I mean, I think it would still suck if it was only a 1 year wait.
I almost feel like this show, right? It tries to make up for the lack of actual good things happening with big words. You see them all using like, "Oh, madam," "Oh, yes, sir." I actually think this House of Dragon show is for simple.
Big words. I think the biggest word you said there was 5 letters.
5 words, big words, alright, sophisticated words, all that good stuff. I actually think this show is for simple-minded people. I do. I think it's so slow. I mean, each scene gets dragged out by an extra 5 minutes. This episode was an hour and 9 minutes long, and honestly, you would actually struggle to find 9 minutes that was worth it and it being in an episode.
It's just full of throwaway scenes that just don't need to happen. How many times do we get somebody walk in and go, "Yes, my grace, my lord, may I have a moment of your time? Yes, my queen. Yes, my king." Yeah, it's like it's just a conveyor belt of people approaching other people with like bigger titles and higher ranks than them, and having conversations that just don't really mean shit. Like in Game of Thrones, you feel like when people have conversations, the conversations are relevant, the conversations could have consequences. Seeing this, man, people are just talking for the sake of talking.
Yeah, they use terminologies instead of substance in their actual conversations. No, the conversations hold no weight.
They say a lot without saying anything.
Yep.
It's just
they are shit talkers.
I thought probably the best stuff from this episode, and it wasn't even good, but I think the best stuff was probably the scene with the guy that became a dragon rider, and he was like, he seemed common, and he didn't have a lot of respect for
do you not feel like
Rhaenyra?
For Rhaenyra, I feel like every character in this show is like Littlefinger, and the other guy at the table. What's the other guy called? The bald guy. He's got no genitalia in Game of Thrones.
Oh,
Viserys or something. Whatever, right? The two guys, you know who I'm on about, Littlefinger and him. I feel like everybody in this show talks like them, where they speak in riddles, but nothing. But that was their gimmick.
Yeah, it worked for them.
Yeah, they did it to manipulate people. Everybody in this show speaks like that, and I mean, it's not just Jace speaks in it. The bastard son of Corlys was speaking in it. It's like even the scene where he finally confronts his dad about here. You cast me to the side, but when your two children die, Now you want me. That was dragged out by about 10 minutes. Like Corlys is like, I'm your king, acknowledge me. He was like, nah, you job me it. I was eating raw fish while you were up there eating the best of fish. He's like, go away, I've dismissed you. It's like, what?
Right, we start the episode with Tywin Lannister. He allies with the Triarchy, but first he must defeat Admiral Shirako Loar in a mud wrestling competition. Now, I don't understand if this is supposed to be a woman or a man or whatever. I think the character is a woman, but it is played by a transsexual. So people are going to love this because there's a transsexual person playing the character. That for me does fucking nothing. I didn't like it. They have a mud wrestling competition. He wins and she likes it. And she's like, oh, you impressed me. I'll join your crew. Just more woke shit at the end of the day. A couple of episodes ago, people were freaking out, losing their mind because we've seen a lesbian kiss and we've seen Rhaenyra slap a male character. And now people are going to be freaking out because we're getting a transsexual character. It's just all garbage at the end of the day. It's like Sons of Anarchy when they had Venus Van Dam. We didn't say it was funny and good because it had a transsexual character. We said it because like Walter Goggins actually pulled off that role really well, and it was at times it had really like good comedy to it. There was nothing funny here. There was nothing good about this. Like,
Skippable.
what was the need for this? What was the need for a trans person to play? And then it's just I'm sick of hearing, oh, you're stealing roles for these people. Yeah. So is it? Are you trying to tell me that this person? Shirako Loar is actually a trans person back then. Doubt it.
Well, that's it. Again, I just think they're dragging the Lannister name through the mud with this guy. Could you imagine Tywin rolling about in the fucking mud trying to earn like 500 soldiers with some transgender? I mean, come on.
Yeah, Larry's is then trying to convince Aegon that they exile themselves in Bravos.
I actually thought this was the best scene of the episode, like Aegon.
Yeah, no,
come to terms with what's happened to him.
This was good. Oh no, yeah, wait, this actually was the best episode. He's on about his penis and how it burst into like a sausage on a barbecue or whatever, and it's like, Jesus Christ, I didn't realise
piss trips down my leg, Loris.
But you know what? I actually kind of liked Aegon from the very get go in this season. Season 1, I just thought he was a bit of a dick, but see season 2, people were giving him the Joffrey treatment. It's like, what? He's way better than Joffrey. He's nothing like Joffrey.
I know. He got called out and he actually went, you know what, I'm going to go and join this war. Alright, yeah, it's made him burst. His arse has collapsed, but yeah, I thought this was the best scene.
His arse has collapsed and his penis has exploded.
I don't like lorries though.
Larry's.
Fuck, I wish I could run over.
So yeah, Larry's then says we need to go to Bravos where Harrenhal gold is stashed and then we'll reclaim the throne following the war. I honestly don't see how Aegon can reclaim the throne. I mean, the guy's bedridden, disabled or whatever, can barely move. I think people will fight for him, but if he just disappears while the war's on, then comes back, what position is he going to be into? Let's say Aemond wins or whatever. What position is he going to be into? Like, right, Aemond, I'm the actual real king. Are people not going to look and go, nah, you bailed, so
well, that's it. Though.
Aemond won the war, so we're going to stand behind him now.
He can only reclaim it if Aemond wins. He can't reclaim it if Rhaenyra wins. But then I don't think it's fair if Aemond wins the war and this guy just rocks in as 10th century wheelchair and just hoovers it fucking clean off him.
Yeah, Rhaena finds the wild dragon. We see her first day, she drinks some water, then she finds a wild dragon, so we have another dragon. This done nothing for me, waste of screen time. Gwaine challenges Christian. Christian says he regrets the war. He admits to sleeping with Alicent, but he says he loves her. And then Gwaine steps down. But there was no signs here that Gwaine was going to do this. We don't even know how Gwaine found out about it. But yeah, 1 minute Gwaine's going to kill Christian, send him to the wall. Next minute they're just sitting beside each other. And I think Christian Cole's had a pretty poor season.
Yep. This scene, transition.
No, but he's on about he regret. These guys are supposed to be at war right now. What war? What are they doing in March?
No, but how weak is it though that the hand of the king is coming out and saying, nah, this war, I regret it, what we did.
Here, what has Christian Cole done since episode 4?
Yeah. No, nothing. Another thing, Aemond off screen lays waste to some location with his dragon. Could that not have been used in this episode considering fuck all happened?
Yeah, I think we need a wee bit of action, so I think we should have seen that. Rhaenyra, who was hoping to have more dragon riders, declares war, so she's got them now. She's going to go to war, but one of the Dragon Riders, Ulf's behaviour, that seems to piss off Jace, and at the end of the day, like they were basically bashing these people for not having like pure Targaryen blood and being commoners, but then they're annoyed when they act like a commoner. It's like, how's this Ulf guy supposed to understand how you sit at a table and how you respect the queen and all that? He's not one of them.
This is why the dragons doesn't work for me, man. You watch Game of Thrones and it's like, would they really just let some... I mean, is King Robert just going to let some fucking jobber off the street come in and sit around at his table and eat his food? Rhaenyra just is such a weak queen, and Jace is a fucking shite bag.
Yeah, Alan rebuffs Corley's attempts at reconciliation. So Corley's, like you pointed out earlier, is trying to make up with his living son, his half-breed son, his bastard son, I guess. But
his half-breed son.
Alice wants nothing.
He's not a vampire, is he?
Alice basically says, "Look, you never did anything for me growing up. Fuck you," kind of deal.
Yeah, but he keeps ranting at him, and Corley's like, "You're dismissed." It's like, what?
Yeah, but like, what have they done this season? Honestly, what has Corley's done?
What about his other son? He's sure he's riding a dragon.
Riding a fucking dick, I think.
No, that son.
The other one?
Actually, the other guy along with Ulf and...
Is that actually Corley's son as well?
Yeah.
How many bastards has he got?
I don't know, man. Just fucking garbage, that's what it is.
Bet you wishes the gay one was the bastard. But anyway, yeah, so we had that. Rhaenyra and Adam fly to Harrenhal, and they find out that Daemon might be a traitor, but then Daemon gets down on his knees and he pleads his loyalty to Rhaenyra, and he says that he's won them this army. Daemon foresees a future where he has like a vision. He sees White Walkers and Daenerys Targaryen. So I don't know. I guess he can see into the future. How far into the future will he survive though? Aemon then demands that Helaena fly Dreamfire into battle because I think that's the only other dragon that they have left. So at the moment there is only one dragon that the green side have, and it's Aemon's. And Alicent is like, no, you can't do this. I won't let you do this. It's like, what the hell? I mean, is Aemon not like right here? It's like, if they're outnumbered about 7 dragons to fucking 1, shouldn't Helaena be flying Dreamfire? It's like, she doesn't want to kill anyone. But I mean, at the end of the day, who does? I'm sure they would all rather be living peacefully and not have to put their lives on the line. But like, why is... I mean, for a show that empowers women, or that we're led to believe that's what it does, like, why can't Helaena fucking man up and fly a dragon? Why does she need? Why is she this weak character? Why is Alicent making excuses for her? If Helaena wants to live and be free and live in King's Landing, where she's technically the queen because she is married to Aegon, her brother, which is weird. Shouldn't she have to fight for that position to keep that position? Because if she doesn't, then she's no longer going to be queen because Rhaenyra's going to be coming through the front gates. I think Aemon was right here to ask Helaena to fly Dreamfire, but Alicent got pissy about it.
Yeah, I agree. I think Aemon's well within his rights, and what I would say is I think Team Green is on its knees. Who have they got? You look around, and apart from that Tywin Lannister guy, like, making a deal with, a bunch of jobbers and multicoloured hair and a transgender, let's be honest, that's what it was. All the power seems to be with Team Black. They've got all the dragons. They've got all the numbers. It's like the group that Daemon's recruited at Harrenhal just seems to outweigh completely what Tywin Lannister's done in this episode.
Yeah, no.
Like, why would they waste 8 episodes with Daemon trying to get people just for Tywin Lannister in 10 minutes to have a mud wrestling match to even it up? Obviously, he's outnumbered them.
Yeah, but you know what? Like, it just doesn't even feel like the numbers really matter when there's dragons.
No. And again, it's like Game of Thrones. Renly whips 100,000 men. It's like, oh, that's a big deal. Here it's like Daemon's got like 800 men, and Rhaenyra is like, yes, this is some good shit.
Yeah. Then Helaena says that Aemond tried to kill Aegon, and she predicts that he will die in the war. And she says that you can kill me, but that's not going to predict your fate. Like, did she see something that none of us seen? I'm pretty sure. I don't think Aegon died or got burnt because of Aemond. I'm pretty sure he was just getting outfought by the other dragon. And I remember Aemond waiting and biding his time. I think he could have jumped in sooner.
He
But
was reluctant to help his brother here. Did he have a different mindset and play? Like, maybe if you get wiped out, I can take over. Probably, right? But what's she on about? Oh, I could see it. No, you couldn't. You were sitting in your bedroom crying like a little bitch.
maybe she sees into the future as well. I don't know.
This seeing into the future stuff's fucking crazy.
Yeah, then Alicent goes and speaks to Orwell, and she sneaks into Dragonstone. And I mean, I feel like we've already seen this season. I believe
Rhaenyra did it.
Rhaenyra sneaked into King's Landing in episode 2 or 3. Now we have Alicent sneaking into Dragonstone, offering surrender King's Landing to Rhaenyra's forces. Rhaenyra says that Aegon must die to ensure the transition, and Rhaenyra, I don't understand. I mean, Alicent is pretty much just handing over the throne here to Rhaenyra, and it's still not good enough for her. Fucking Aegon is her brother.
I know.
Aegon is her half brother. Aegon is the son of her fucking father. She talks. I just don't. I honestly don't get it. Earlier in the episode, she's on about like killing people in the war. It's like, I don't think my father would have wanted this. But then at the end, she's forcing her father's like fucking late, wife to kill their son.
Yeah, but do you not think Rhaenyra like changes her mind every 3 seconds?
Yeah, but like, how can she be upset? How can she say, "Oh, my father wouldn't want a war between and seeing innocent people die"? But what, Viserys would have loved to have seen his son have his head cut off. I mean, what sense does that make? I didn't get it. So Rhaenyra says the transition can only happen if Aegon dies. Alicent agrees. We then see Otto Hightower in a cage. I mean, fucking hell. I thought he was coming back, but
How out the blue? Where is he?
he's locked in a cage or something. I don't
Yeah,
know.
but where is the cage?
No idea. We then
Has he been forced to watch this episode against his will?
we then see Larry's escape King's Landing with Aegon, so it doesn't really matter whether Alicent's going to go through it. Aegon's not there, so you can't really take his head. And then we just seen all the soldiers closing in, preparing for the war. And yeah, I mean, that was it really.
Just fade it to black.
Yeah, poor episode. Again, getting ready for the war, but pretty much this whole season and a couple of episodes in season 1 were preparing for a war. And these are not short episodes, we're talking like hour-long episodes. How are they dragging this out so fucking long, man? I just don't get it.
I'm beginning to think HBO doesn't know how to do a finale episode. Because I'm seeing a big-ass trend here across all their shows. Pretty much every HBO show I've watched is fucking flopped in the finale. Like, of whatever season. 2 Game of Thrones season finales, 2 House of Dragons season finales. I've watched The Wire, I've watched The Sopranos. A lot of the finales are lackluster. I thought The Last of Us one was just completely rushed. There's just an HBO problem here, isn't there?
I've got an issue with The Last of Us finale. It was the fucking shortest episode. And they crammed so much into it. Yet the episode that was non-canon and was nothing like what we got in the game was the gay episode, and they dedicated the most amount of time to that one episode. And I don't care what any people can say that was a good episode, right? And see if you take it as a standalone episode, see if it was like a bonus episode or like a DLC episode or something like that, you could argue that was a good episode. But I actually think episode 3 just kind of killed the pace enough.
Yep.
Because I think The Last of Us started very strong, and then you basically had like a full hour and a half that had nothing to do with the first 2 episodes.
Well, I mean, 2 gay men kissing and doing stuff normally kills the pacing for me, but yeah, I get it, brother.
Anyway, this finale for me fucking sucked. People are saying, "Oh, it was great, it was fantastic, what a way to end it," and then others are saying, "No, it was a good episode, but it wasn't really good enough for a finale." I don't think it was a good episode. Honestly, see if this was just a filler episode in the middle of a season, I still think it was poor. Yeah, I think the Aegon stuff, talking about his penis and exploding, I mean, that was funny, but there wasn't enough good stuff in my opinion.
That shouldn't be the takeaway point for a finale.
No, definitely not. But I mean, you just look at the arc of some of the characters. Like, so Daemon's season 2 arc's finished, and it took 8 full episodes for Daemon to recruit people at Harrenhal. Like, what the fuck is going on here? How did it take How the fuck did it take a full season for him to recruit Harrenhal?
Yeah, but then you get someone like Tywin Lannister within 10 minutes in a mud wrestling match is recruited the entirety of the triarchy.
Just doesn't make any sense. I'm giving it a 3 out of 10, and that's
I'm giving it
that.
a 2. I think a 2.5, a quarter of a 10 rating. I think that suits it to a T. This show fucking sucks, man. I mean, you're right. I think the only episode placement for this would have been the penultimate episode because it's like, right, as bad as it was, at least next time, next week, we're getting all out war sort of thing. But it's 2 years.
Yeah, it's 2 years.
We're talking about 2026 here.
Yeah, for me, the only really good slash great episode was episode 4.
Yep.
I did enjoy that one, but yeah, for me, the other 7 have flopped, and it's a 2 year wait. And to be honest, man, it's like you don't even really care. I can't say I'm going to miss it. I can't say I'm sitting here thinking, oh, I want to know what happens next.
I'm sitting here glad it was only 8 instead of 10 episodes.
So yeah, hopefully it picks up in season 3. I doubt it, but we'll see what happens, guys. We'll make updates, any news on season 3. We'll talk about it, and we'll probably do some season 2 ranking feds as well. So that's it, guys. Catch you in the next one. Till then, peace.